Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I am Mike,
I'm Jay.
and we're here to take glue and put it right in between your butt cheeks so that you can't poop. And then we'll see what happens. I don't know what happens next.
Spread it on. It
Yeah.
means you're gonna get butt fucked.
Maybe just Elmer's so that you can separate. I don't know. This has already gone too far.
Forever part of your butts. Forever.
How the hell are you guys doing? How's the sound? Can everybody hear us both okay? I think I'm having sound issues on my side, so I just want to make sure that we're okay. Grandma.
Sounds like you're having gay issues.
Can you hear me? Those are my favorite kinds to have, actually.
I like to be happy sometimes.
And also have sex with guys.
No, I just like to watch that on the computer. Therefore, I'm not gay.
Yeah, I had someone email me and say that. They were like, hey, can I have naked pictures of you? They were like, I'm not gay. I have serious relationships with women. I just use men for sex. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that means.
I heard this comedian, actually, the guy literally said a joke like that. He said, I fall in love with men, but I go and fuck women. He said, I don't know what that means, but he said, I fall in love with men, but I have sex with women. Chris Distofano, that guy from New York, that's what he says. And I was like, yeah, I think it's called homo. I don't know. There's actual term for it though. He's like, yeah, I don't know what it is, man. He goes, I just look at a guy and like in his eyes, and I have a conversation with him, and then I go home and either beat off or fuck a woman. I don't know what that is. And I think that guy Tom Segura was like, are you saying that men are just more interesting than women in a conversation?
In that guy's opinion, maybe. Yeah, I get it all. I really do. I mean, I don't find men attractive personally.
He doesn't either. He said he doesn't find them attractive.
That's a lie. I find a lot of guys very attractive. I just don't.
Well, not sexually attractive is what he's meant. He's like, yeah, you can find a guy handsome, but not like you want to drill him in the butt like you're an oil rigger. But you just like fall in love with his personality, but you still want to have sex with a woman.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But I mean, I can also see how attractive the man is. I just don't want to sleep with him.
I mean, girls find other girls attractive too. It doesn't mean they want to muff dive.
Yeah, it's crazy how our brains work like that, But I mean, it makes sense for anything else. Like some people don't like, pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
And some people love pumpkin pie. It amazes me that some people can't get a grasp on it. Like some people like different things, That's just the way the world works, the way our brains work.
By the way, I got my degree on ArizonaStateUniversity.com. Okay. It was a mail-in, no big deal. It took me 2 weeks to get it.
I'm a South Harmon Institute of Technology guy.
Shithead, eh?
The shit sandwiches.
Shit sandwiches.
Yeah.
Good stuff, McGruff.
How are you guys doing out there in the crowds, in the night, in the darkness? Why is nobody answering me? Oh, that's right. I can't hear you guys.
I heard them. I heard a great cry, as if a million voices cried out in pain, and then they were silent. That's exactly what it feels like listening to us. That's Star Wars, by the way. He's like, yeah, I know.
And a singer of songs will sing. It's like, what? Sir, this is a Wendy's. Okay, so it looks like we're not having any audio issues. I wonder why I just can barely hear you. It's the weirdest fucking thing. So you're fine. I don't know. Maybe it's your
Bluetooth earphones again.
Maybe I just need a new life. Inky the Aliens, the first super chat of the night. Thanks, buddy. It says, why do they call it oven when you in the cold food out of hot eat the food?
Somebody do a wellness check on Inky. They're stroking. Do it on wellness check right now. I'm serious.
Are you stroking?
I don't even know what the fuck you just said. It was interesting to read, but my brain did the flip. I have no idea what that shit was.
Andy muted check says, what's my name, Bobby? What's my name? LOL. Absolutely love you guys. Was wondering if that third and final Andy Matichek interview was happening. I don't know. Talked to her a few times since the ends came out. And the three of us are going to have a private conversation at some point, I think, about stuff. Not just, dumb shit, not like serious anything, but and then I guess I'll ask her then. I'm sure that she's been busy as crap like that, but I'm sure she will. She said she would. So,
I'm hoping I'm hoping that she will at least, relax the restraining order a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. I mean, a guy can't just sit outside someone's house and perfectly and innocently birdwatch. You think they were stalking?
Brandon Ferguson, what's up, dude? So, what's up, guys? Always a better time at work when you guys go live. Hey, we're happy to be here, man. Cool. Early tonight. Early.
Yeah.
7 p.m., Brandon, you motherfucker.
Fuck your job. Don't even do it. Whatevs.
You motherfucker. Ha! You motherfucker. You know what time it is. They call me Stamps. Thanks, buddy. Says, police came to my work with assault rifles today because 2 geniuses decided to play with a gun shooting in the air just before work. Yeah,
Hey.
that'll do it in the Dark Lord of our time.
Was that outside? Was that outside? What time of the day was it at Walmart? And was it in the South? Because that sounds like a South-ass thing to do at night on the weekends. It's like, hey, man, I'm going to put my goddamn truck up there and we going to shoot some assault rifles in the air. I got it off eBay. So I don't know if it's going to lock or jam or whatever. Maybe cops come out and shoot with us. Who fucking knows?
Hey, man, I don't like the way that cloud's looking at me. I think that cloud likes Joe Biden. I'm going to show him a thing or two on election day.
Yeah. Well, a set of stairs would do it for you. Just put a set of stairs in front of him.
Dude, by the way, so I was in Frankfurt and I still don't know what happened. I didn't look up the news. Picking up Thor from the groomers, right?
Yeah.
I started to go to Walmart. This was Saturday before the Patreon stream, and I was going to buy a new costume. So I'm driving in the Walmart parking lot, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to stop. And I was like, they're kind of busy. I got a bunch of shit at home. I'll just do the Cobra Kai thing. Passed around this camper, pulled into the Petco, which is right next to Walmart there, to get Thor from his grooming appointment. We come outside, dude, and the sky is fucking black, and there's ash raining down because it was that really windy day.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, my basketball goal fell and broke Katie's windshield.
Damn.
That
been a bad day. Did you drop a mirror?
Yeah, it was a crazy day, dude. But I'm walking out and that shit's going on. Thor's just chilling. He's like, just put me in the fucking car. Let me get out of here. But I look over, dude, and a camper exploded. And it was like a huge camper on fire. And where the wind was blowing, the whole sky was black. It was fucking insane, man. I'm thinking meth, right? That's got to be it.
Yeah, it was definitely meth, and then probably something like, I'm going to cook this meth and then at the same time grill me some hamburgers. And it just backfired.
Flick a cigarette right next to my.
That's all it was.
Tank.
Yep. Yeah. Fucking Jesse Waters was out there.
It's a crazy story, though, Anthony. I hope everyone's okay. Well, I'm sure they are, except for the cloud they shot. Jeffrey M says, Jay, me, and Logan Paul need to borrow your toothbrush fast.
You can have it. You don't have to return it. I'll loan it to you. You just don't have to. You don't have to give it back or anything.
That's a good thing about toothbrushes.
Yeah, that's good, man. Don't worry about it. They're pretty much everywhere now.
He also says, my new Chucky doll has 2 holes in it. Don't ask why. Oh, God, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, you fucking the shit out of it. Stop it. It's getting cold sores and it's missing school, you nasty fuck.
That's not what that doll is for. That's not how you put your soul into it. Eric Olson says, getting some web up in me at work. All right.
Hey, all right. Get it done, Eric Olson. Woo.
Have a nice shift there. Aiden,
I thought you said have a nice shit. That too. If you have to go, you have to go.
That's the dude. There was nothing better when I worked at Ryder than taking a big old shit on company time. And then when you go salary, it's like, well, this is fucking pointless, but still feels good.
I never could poop at work. I never could. I had to go home and poop. I was like shit break.
I poop too much to have any qualms with public pooping.
I literally
get over that shit.
Like if I had to say I'll be right back, and I wouldn't even clock out or anything because my house was pretty close. I would just go home and take a shit because I just plop them out and then I come back like, hey, you were gone for longer than you should have. It was like I was helping some old lady outside get her 7-Up in the trunk.
Texas toting, woo-wee.
Get it done.
You guys should get with Dave McCray and crowdfund your own Halloween movie, like a whole proper movie shoot. You guys have hella fans that would love to contribute to your vision. Also, I got Cracker Barrel for dinner. Goddamn.
Texas student, you've been spending all your goddamn welfare check this month of going over there to fancy ass Cracker Barrel. God damn. Stop it, Texas student. As far as Dave McCray now, I don't know nothing about him really, except for he's a Canadian and I don't like him no much. I mean, I think they're nothing but liberal assholes with their heads so far up the assholes of other liberal. Fuck them. I ain't making no goddamn movie with him. Fuck it.
They think they can check me at the border. Canada is American.
I ain't doing it. I'm only going to do it with fucking Americans. Texas student to Americans.
We won Canada in that hockey match when Kurt Russell was the coach. We took ownership of Canada when that happened. Technically, Ryan Reynolds definitely ours.
Well, okay? You know what? During the great expansion in the West, we should have just taken fucking Canada too. Fuck them. We can't have them goddamn British allies north of us looking down on us like they're goddamn. They can't even decide if they're French.
I won't even eat poutine, mostly because I can't find it. But if I did, I would probably actually eat it because it's.
I have to go up to Cracker Barrel though because I mean now that they're serving beer, but you said it was nasty because it's like
it's just in a can. It's like fucking canned beer.
Well, I wonder how much, but is it cheap?
It's like $4. So
well, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I guess.
Not bad. I mean, that's like if you're at a concert, beer's $4. Fine. Cracker Barrel, it's like, well, that's about right with inflation. Yeah, but anyways, hey, I'm glad you had a good dinner, Texas tootin'. As far as that goes, love Dave, love McCray, all that stuff. Never really had an interest in doing a hardcore crowdfunded fan film. It seems like that market is penetrated deeply by those who are probably way better at it than we are. I would love to help write or like produce something like that, but it sounds like a lot of fucking work. And
I think that
really
when it comes down to it, any kind of effort that we have to put in, like hardcore effort on something like that, we're like those two dudes in Idle Hands. It's like there was this light and there was these hot chicks singing, but we were like, fuck that, that's too far. So we just stayed here on Earth.
Yeah,
like, the best friends that come back as zombies, Seth Green and the other guy.
Yeah, I'm a quantity over quality guy typically, but if I ever tried to work on a fan film or something of that sort, I would want it to be like a fucking, I don't think,
I just think that'd be well. Plus, Dave's really fucking smart on all that, like that shit. He knows, like, he's actually done shit like with hardcore, expensive ass cameras. I'd be afraid to even like breathe on it. And then if something happened, I'd be like, God, I'm gonna have to sell my wife into horror to fucking pay it back because I ain't got no money.
I'd love to write or produce on something, but as far as the whole deal goes, I could not do it, my friend. I could not do it. Courtney Reed, thanks, my friend, says that scene in Terrifier 2 where he stuffs her face with mashed potatoes was like shoving dirty clothes in a laundry bag. He did, man. He said,
Hey, I don't know what every kill in that movie. I literally was laughing. I think I'm just fucked in the head, dude, because I thought some of it was just. I think it's his face. Because like, I just think it's funny. I was like, I got to admire someone that really takes pride in his work like that. He really is happy about what he's doing.
It was fucking hilarious, dude. Especially when he's looking at the mom, he's like,
yeah, well,
like
even when he poured the fucking bleach and the salt on her. When he brought it out, he was like, look at that. It's like he won like some shit on like The Price is Right. He was really excited that he won like fucking like a year's supply worth of cleaning products. And he was like showing it off to his friends.
It was the way he ran out of the room and then ran back all happy, like, look what I got. I loved it. Chad Powers, thanks, buddy. Says, Mike, can you do Donnie Wahlberg fired from Wahlburger? What the fuck you mean, Mark? You're my brother. How are you gonna fire me? Is it because I sound like you? I don't mean to sound like you. I don't really know what my voice is after hearing your voice so often. You were in The Happening, and I watched it 6 times just to try to get movie tickets because nobody else was gonna see that fucking piece of shit. And also, I love John Leguizamo. How could you do this to me? Is it because I'm mother's favorite? Actually, that's fine. I have to do Saw 12.
Yeah, I would actually like to see him back in
New Kids on the Block reunion.
I would like to see him back in Saw.
Was he in New Kids on the Block?
Yeah,
he was.
He wasn't the heartthrob one. I think he was the bad boy.
You're just mad because I was.
I'm sorry. I didn't laugh or anything. I had something in my nose when they said Donnie Wahlberg was a bad boy. In his fucking leather ass jacket.
Mark would be like, you didn't beat no Puerto Rican up on the corner.
That was like Backstreet Boys and AJ was the bad boy in it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That dude? That dude?
That was a dark time to be alive, man. Gary, thanks, buddy. Says, for me, it's Henry Cavill, Keanu Reeves, and Carl Urban, but I don't want to sleep with them. Oh, talk about the men's thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's almost like a marry, fuck, kill situation right there. Like, that's a marry, fuck, kill situation right there. And it's very easy. I would marry Henry Cavill because I feel like he'd be a very supportive and good-natured husband. He also is, like, kind of geeky, and he's into, like, comic books, and he can build his own computer, and he's, like, sweet. So I think you have to marry Henry Cavill. You fuck Carl Urban because he's got that rough everyman, like, you want to feel it. You want to smell his brute. You want him right inside you. You could also say you're getting fucked by Judge Dredd, which is awesome. And then I'd kill Keanu Reeves because fuck.
You sound excited about that. I think.
Yeah, I am. I'm very like I had a dream that me and Cavill were married.
In that scenario, I'm definitely marrying Keanu Reeves because. No, I'm fucking Keanu Reeves because he's the most feminine of the three, and that's true. There's nothing wrong with that, but where I'm a fan of women, Henry Cavill, I would definitely, I'd marry Henry Cavill because he's just a good, solid dude. He would be nice, and he would.
So you fuck Keanu Reeves?
I'd fuck Keanu Reeves, and I would kill Carl Urban. Sorry, Carl. Nothing personal. Michael Parton says, can we still be intimate with each other?
Yes, Michael, Jesus. Like, there's nothing wrong with making out and sucking each other's wieners and giving each other's occasional hand jobs. I mean, what's gay about that?
It's not gay if it's in the shower.
Jeez.
Chuck Carter, thanks, buddy. Says, I got your permission a while back to make a song about you. Still working on it. Sorry about that. Do you all think Shout Factory will put out Rob Zombie's Halloween like they did 1 through 8? I mean,
if there's $1 in it, yeah.
And, they made the Shout Factory collection, right? They got them all in there, so I don't see why they wouldn't do that as well.
I think it'd be funny if they only put one through. Well, if they put the remake in there, and then they don't do shit with the second one. Like they even throw some shade at him. They're like, oh, it doesn't really count.
Yeah, take out 8 while you're at it.
They do like they edit the 35 minutes of Halloween 2 and they put it as a bonus ending to Halloween 1 Rob Zombies, and that's all you get. But they leave the whole movie up.
Yeah, We gave them an A and a B side disc. They don't even get their own package. Derek, you motherfucker. He says the Lions are better than the Packers officially. Yeah, the fucking Packers lost to
I heard
the
about
Lions.
that. Yeah.
They scored 9 points.
The spirit of Barry Sanders came back and said, fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Against the worst team in the NFL, they scored 9 points. And
by the way,
they kept it close. So I was like super into it. I was screaming. I was running around my house. And I'm like, the Lions are upsetting me. And then when we lost, I was like, okay, season's over. So I can officially call the Packers dead and start to look forward till next year.
Well, the weird thing is, I mean, it's coincidental, but the Lions won, and then I watched this group of guys that had never watched any Barry Sanders, and they were reacting to Barry Sanders' greatest like runs. That motherfucker was a goddamn mastermind when he like the 5 goals, dude. It's incredible. But they also said they watched Bo Jackson's highlights, and I think Bo Jackson would have been better. Like if he hadn't got hurt. That guy had another gear to him when he fucking broke out. Oh my God, forget about it. Plus, I gotta be fair here. But I got to be fair. Barry Sanders was doing that shit on his own as a running back and getting that many yards, that many gains, like every down. Versus like when you go and look at the Raiders team, it was stacked. It had Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen that were fucking killing it. I mean, but Bo Jackson was fast as fuck, dude. Like there's no goddamn doubt he did. But see, these guys were also reacting. They think that Deion Sanders was better than Bo Jackson as a dual athlete. And I'm like, I don't know, man. You can't really say that because Bo Jackson didn't get a chance to play. He was good in baseball too. He just didn't get a chance to play. As long as his career would have wanted him to because of his fucking hit.
Yeah, and Barry Sanders retired early as well. I would take Barry Sanders as the greatest running back of all time, but also a huge fucking shout out to LaDainian Tomlinson. I don't think he gets enough credit in that.
He's good too, and Adrian Peterson as well.
Adrian Peterson also, a piece of shit human being, stuff this child's.
Well, dude, I like Brandon Jacobs from the Giants back in the day. Dude, that's a fucking bulldozer right there.
Yeah, he's like a. I mean, I don't even. Think
he reminds me of like Otis Anderson or something. Like he's just a big bulky dude that would fucking do it. Like Jerome Bettis. I mean, Jerome Bettis was better, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, Jacobs is good in the right situation for sure. Inky says, "I'm not having a stroke. I promise. I'm just a little silly guy. Just a silly goofball. A little jester."
No, you got to read it like this. I'm not having a stroke, I promise. I'm just a little silly guy. Just a silly goofball. A little jester, if you will. Would you like some tea? Yeah. Well, thank God.
I fucking love you. Chad Powers says, "Ain't y'all older than Aaron Carter? What the hell happened? Are we?
God hasn't caught up with us yet. Don't worry, it's a coming."
God broke the mold when he made.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we are older than Aaron Carter. I don't know. I don't know. That sucks, man. I don't know what that's terrible. What happened to him?
Don't know exactly what, but yeah,
he drowned in his bathtub.
Yeah, that's all we know.
Yeah.
His age was.
He's like he's in. I think he was.
He's 34.
Yeah, he's only 4 years younger than me and 3 years younger than Mike.
Yeah, hate to see that happen to anybody. Dude had a rough go there. They call me Stamp. Says it was around 9 a.m. at a warehouse in Amarillo, Texas. So pretty much what you'd expect. Yeah,
that's it. It's like, hey man, we're gonna throw this goddamn tobacco up and see who hits the can first. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah. I wonder.
I got some skulls. Let's do it.
Ninja start. No says I. Can of backer. Dante Pilato. Thanks, buddy. Says Saint Terrifier 2 yesterday. And god damn. What a ooey gooey roller coaster ride. I was wary of the runtime initially, but it was so worthy. Great performances all around. I think I'm in love with Lauren.
That was the main girl.
Yeah, that final girl.
She was good.
Totally agree, man.
I liked it. I just think the first one was better. I think what happened for me was that the ending really went off rails. Like when the ending happened and when they went into the second act and it started getting into that weird, like I'm not going to do a spoiler for you guys, but at the same time, I think that when they do something with the main girl at the end of the movie, I think it's fucking stupid. I was like, what the hell is that? It comes across out of nowhere. It wasn't built up. And then it's just like, okay, so we're doing some Dream Warrior shit. What the fuck is that? Like it was kind of stupid. Shut up.
Didn't love that part either, but I look forward to see what they're going to do with it. I think
the guy from Terrifier 2 is calling me. I got to take this real quick. No, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, dude, that was. I envy that being your first time seeing it because it's a fucking ride the first time you see it, man. It's a blast of a movie to watch. If you guys haven't seen it, as long as you have, you don't have weak stomach. It's nothing. If you've watched horror movies, you're fine. But it's a
to me. I still think I watched it, and I think it was gnarly. I mean, there was gnarly ass scenes in it, but I still think Day of the Dead is way grosser. I just think Day of the Dead has way more gross effects in it. And I mean, and Tom Savini, the greatness, did the effects, and I feel like watching Day of the Dead is more gross and graphic than some of the scenes that they were going for in Terrifier 2. Terrifier 2 has longer scenes of gore, but I feel like effectively Day of the Dead did those scenes better.
I think the ones at Terrifier 2, for me at least, were just way fucking meaner. Like they were way.
They might have been, but that I remember the Day of the Dead, dude. Like when the guy gets his eyeball squished in his fucking head, or when the guy rips his head off and his mouth is still moving. I was like, oh god, I was like,
definitely,
yeah,
it's gross. There's no doubt. Aiden 0609 says, "Want to thank you guys for making me smile and laugh nonstop every video. Found the channel 2 months ago and haven't missed a video. Shows how good your videos are. Thank you.
Hey,
enjoy the
thank
stream."
you, Aiden.
Hey, what a nice comment. Thank you so fucking much. And it's rare that someone found us recently. Because
I like your profile pic, Aiden, because it looks like you're wearing one of those old school like jail uniforms, and you were just released from prison, and you're touching grass for the first time, and you're like, my life is good now. But it's probably not that. I just can't see that well.
It's a Hamburglar cosplay.
Yeah,
that's
I like
that's what I take from it. No, thanks, Aiden. What a sweet thing to say, man. Appreciate
it. I thought you were going for the "Oh brother, where art thou" thing.
Jay says, "Hey fellas, great to see your pretty faces. Saw your guest spot talking about Blair Witch. Hilarious. Have a great show. Guest spot?
Probably with Eric.
Yeah, we did a commentary with Eric.
Yeah, we did all 3 of those movies. Yeah,
thinking that's what you're talking about. That would make sense.
That was fun. That was a fun time.
That was a great night, man.
Yeah.
That was great. We watched all 3 Blair Witch movies in one night with Eric, and by the end of it, we were screaming Linkin Park songs, and we were drunk, and no Ubers would bring us food. Or no.
And Eric was such a sweetheart. He wouldn't let us pay for the crack cocaine at all. He was like, "Fellas, it's on me. I brought a whole duffel bag full."
Yeah, Eric is a fucking beautiful fucking soul, man. I love him, and I love you, JD. Thank you so much, man. Mercurio, hey guys, can Dr. Loomis and Chalice review Halloween Ends? Love you guys.
Well, I mean, like now, or do you want to like wait? We could probably do a video on it, but I mean, I don't know what you mean. Like, do you want to like the whole review?
We could do a Rotten Tomatoes blurb real quick.
All right. Micah gets cut up, thrown into a meat grinder. Lois Strode wins. This boy named Dory saves the day. Nobody cares. Save your money and go see Black Adam.
Yeah, a lot of hot ass in that piece of shit.
Stinky.
A lot of ass. I got a hand job from the ticket taker lady during that movie, so I missed about 30 minutes. But solid acting.
Are you looking for 3 to 5 years in prison or above?
Yeah. I just wonder if any of the ladies that died, or older men that died, I should say, have younger daughters that I could take on a mystery search to find out what happened, and then maybe we could sleep together in a hotel.
No one's going to let you near that, kids. Go back and get drunk on Kentucky bourbon. Shut up. Does he drink Kentucky bourbon in that? I don't remember what he drinks. Is it whiskey? I just think it's straight whiskey. I don't even know.
There's brown shots, I believe. He drinks from
that
a
sounds like
bottle.
That sounds like such a gay thing. He's like, "Hey man, can you give me a brown shot?" I really want that brown shot, bro.
I'm imagining it was whiskey. He looks like a bourbon dude to me, but he also just drinks straight
or
from
scotch.
The bottle.
Or scotch.
But yeah, that's true. He looks like a Scotch guy, but
I think
also
he's a Scotch guy.
We know he's a Miller High Life guy, which I used to be as well. There was a long time there before I knew about nutritional info, where that was my beer of choice, the champagne of beers. As they
Miller High Life is still like, it's still like 1 calorie more than Michelob.
No, Miller Light. Miller High Life is.
Miller High Life. Oh yeah, the full flavor. Yeah, I can't do full flavors either way.
Miller High Life is the one where the commercial of the dude just eating a fucking hard.
That one.
His wife beater. Just
you know what I miss. Speaking of the champagne of beer, is the fucking tornado bottle ending. Remember we got those, the bottle, and they had the tornado. I don't know why it tasted good.
The Miller Lite Vortex. Yeah.
That was good shit, man.
That was a gimmick, but we liked it.
I did. Maybe it didn't do anything. I thought it was kind of neat to look at. It's got little ridges on it, man.
Yeah, it makes you think of either ripped condoms or tornadoes. Yeah. Whatever your bag is. Flavor Dave, this stream will cheer me up after my Raiders lost Sunday. You guys are the best. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Here's to you. We're in the same fucking boat.
Your
team sucks with Devontae Adams. If you could just give him back, maybe we could be good again. God damn it.
I mean, I'm really happy our team is doing well under the new quarterback leadership of Phil Simms. We also have Lawrence Taylor doing a great job. Gary Reasons is also an amazing defensive end. You also have Stephen Baker, the touchdown maker, wide receiver, David Meggett is going to be MVP this year.
This is why the world is an unfair place to live in. All of us hardcore fans who watch, who grit our teeth, who sweat, who die for our football teams. All of our teams suck. And this piece of shit over here doesn't know a goddamn thing about his football team, and they're fucking good.
I know that there's a quarterback named Daniel Jones.
And you didn't even know that like 2 weeks ago.
Well, I have a good brother that informed me.
I've told you like 7 times.
No, I did. He said it. He told he said, oh, he might be up for MVP, which I was like, that's pretty good. That's cool.
Yeah. Jack Plays 95. Thanks, buddy. Says, love your streams. Keep it up. What would you guys want in a new Halloween franchise? That's what we're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about that.
So we can't spoil the niblets just yet, but it's coming. And so
holy shit! Wait, Jack Plays 95. Is that your real pick, dude? Like, is that your real thumbnail? You look like you look like a young the guy from Leap of Faith.
I haven't seen that.
Steve Martin. You look like a young Steve Martin, dude. You're a handsome fucking dude.
Gotta see that. Yeah, he's got nice eyebrows. I know that. Yeah. Zindiggity, no doubt. Says Scream, Halloween are my 2 favorite franchise, so I figure I hit the horror lottery when I found this channel this year. Thanks for all you do. Hey man, thank you for fucking watching.
Thank you, Zindiggity. Well, it's 50-50.
Playing with us.
I don't really like Scream that much. I like the first one. So, I'm not a huge fan, even though I did like the newer one. I liked it better than Mike thought I would. So there you go.
Yeah. This is the place to be, my good man. Hello Productions. Thank you, sir. I don't think I've ever seen you, you motherfucker. Are you new here? Bring it.
I don't know, but he's got a great pick too.
Yeah, I like that pumpkin. I want to stick my finger inside of it.
Yep.
Been watching since 2018. Love everything you guys put out. You have brought me so much joy and laughter over the last 4 years. So thank you. Love your faces. Keep it up. Love you guys.
Hey, I like that, man. Thank you so much.
And if you have been here and you didn't change your icon, I'm very sorry for not remembering. But 4 years is a long time to watch a shitty fucking YouTube channel like this one. So we appreciate.
I can't watch it for more than 4 seconds.
You know, shit, fuck me either.
I ain't even looking at us more than 4 seconds when we're talking. Like, fuck it.
Thanks, Seb. Sometimes I close my eyes, but from the inside, so no one can tell.
I can still hear us.
I hate hearing us talk. Cody Buchanan says it's nothing like eating your kids' Halloween candy and watching you guys laugh.
Are you sitting that shit in your Kimmel?
Oh, dude, I'm back. I'm unfortunately back on my fucking bullshit diet that I keep failing at. So I haven't had a goddamn bite of Halloween candy, but it's in these giant bags. Because they had a good haul this year. We hit all the houses we could. Giant bags on the table. And I'm telling you, man, I see those fucking Kit Kats and those Reese cups and those Snickers every goddamn day. So eat a fucking chocolate for me.
I never liked. Well, it was weird. Like I never liked the sweets for some reason. I like them occasionally, but I like. You know what is really good, dude? Is like those
Dick.
Dick. I mean, obviously. I mean, is that a question? Are we even talking real life right now? Because obviously that's real. I'm talking about the gummy bears.
Avery surprised at the end.
I know you know that. You're gonna make a book about it, but I'm saying like the gummy bears are the best. I think gummy bears are the best. Yeah, I know. It's a pop up. But you know, it's also I was gonna say about the Halloween candy. At least you're not one of those assholes. They were doing it this year again. There's video of this on ring.com. It's, you know, ring.com is like, they got a YouTube channel and everything. This fucking bitch was literally stealing whole buckets of candy with her kid and then blaming it on her kid when she got caught. Like it was so awkward. It was so cringe because she'd already done it to 3 other houses and this dude had a Ring camera. It was an advertisement for Ring, but it's still funny because the guy was like, hey, because she was like taking the whole fucking bucket like she was like finding a treasure in the desert. And she was taking it, and he's like, you want to save some of those for the other kids? Because she's like, oh, I was just looking for. He was like, well, I saw you taking the whole bucket. And she's like, my kid wanted that, and I was trying to tell him to put it back. And I was like, damn, throwing your own fucking kid under the bus too. Yeah, what a piece of shit you are. It's like your feet are gonna fall off, and you're gonna have diabetes. But fuck it, who cares?
I didn't even. Well, that's okay. We put ours up this year. It's like because we put the skeleton out there with the thing and all that. I'm like, should we put a sign up that says like only take one? And she's like, I'm pretty sure people fucking know. And I'm like,
you think
that's true? Yeah, but I mean, it works for us. But I have seen all the videos of these pieces of shit. It's like, guys, just wait. If you're that hard up for fucking candy, just wait until the midnight hits. Go to fucking Kroger or Walmart or wherever, and all that shit's 50 to 75% off.
Dude, it's probably the best deal for like. I think Valentine's Day's probably got a better deal. Like the day after Valentine's Day, because there's so many people that break up and shit, you know, or they don't have loved ones anymore that they can fucking buy candy for. I don't know. So I don't feel like there's a big rush to go get Valentine's Day candy as Halloween.
Yeah. It's like, you're going to be okay. You're going to be all right. Just take the kid around the work, take your time. Let them learn how life works. Yeah, Christian White says the Packers should trade for Devontae Adams. Welcome to the basement, Green Bay. Go Browns. I like your face, Jay.
Hey, I like your face.
Listen, Christian, if you're rooting for a team that just mortgaged their entire future to sign a gigantic piece of shit like Deshaun Watson, I don't know what I can do for you, but enjoy. Well, you're a Browns fan, so basically we're just staying the night in your house in the basement, but soon enough we'll leave. But that'll always be your basement.
No, you got a cot down there, don't you? With Aaron Rodgers. You got a cot down there, though, bro.
Oh, God.
I can always come back to it. It's like you'll leave for a little bit and you'll come back.
It sucks to be a Packers fan right now, but God, it's better than ever being a Browns fan. Sorry, Christian. Drew Gold says, one day I'll fulfill my filmmaking dream and meet you too. Hey, it's not that hard to do. Just come on down to Scarefest and let's have a suffocated kumquat together.
For sure. Bukkake, the good times, and Mukkake, which is where you eat food. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I can't remember. But we're going to be down in Tennessee too next year, so you can come there if you want.
That's true.
The FranklinCon.
By the way, Jay, Bukkake is
Bukkake.
It's when you're not good at tennis.
No, I believe it's where you nut 100 guys nut in someone's face.
Well, that's very different.
Yes,
very
I know.
Different.
I mean, it could be a celebratory thing. After you do well in tennis, then everybody gathers around and just nuts in your face. I'm just saying, I don't know.
I have an invitation to one next week, so I guess.
Well, you're going to be.
I win.
Make sure that you wear a mask because you don't want that shit in your mouth.
You're right. Tennis balls are dangerous. Oh, and come. Legends never die. Thank you, says Jake. Give me your best Busta Rhymes resurrection impression.
I mean, Michael Myers ain't no soundbite. That's it. It's just always angry. He's always aggressive.
He's a killer shark.
Trick or treat, motherfucker. That's it.
Jim Eat World looking some bitch. Jim Eat World has a new song out. It's really fucking good, actually. Love you, Will. Thanks, buddy. I love your heart.
Looks good. He looks like an accountant that you could trust. He also looks like a realtor that like would really get you a good loan and set you up on a mortgage payment that you could afford.
That's true.
I like him.
And not all of them do that, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them go that extra mile.
No, we know a guy. We know a guy that literally will suck farts in his ass and blow it out. And I don't know if I trust my financial future with him as a realtor. I just don't.
I don't either, but he's rich as fuck now. Have you seen that?
He's doing well. He's doing well. Good for him. He sold his soul. Good for him.
What's your guys' favorite comedy film? Mike, your Leatherface was hilarious. Jay, you look old. Love you guys. Well, that was a fucking dickish thing to say.
That was really nice of you, and I really appreciate it. But you know what doesn't look old? My dick in your mouth constantly.
It's a fresh looking.
I mean, it's always a lovely experience, and I know that your mom wants to watch one day, but I just kept telling her, keep working the corner because I don't have time for her.
Funny enough, Jay's favorite movie is Golden Girls. It's his favorite.
Yeah, comedy. I mean, thank you for being a whore. Your mom sucks more dick than Dorothy Moore. I don't know. But good for you, Michael.
I'm going to say Ace Ventura, the original Ace Ventura, but that's probably not true. I just can't think of a better option right now.
I mean, it's hard to put on the spot, but my favorite comedy film would, I mean, just like right on the spot. I mean, I there's so many good ones, though. I guess the one that I've watched several times over and over again would be Grandma's Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about like most rewatches, mine would definitely be Liar Liar. I don't know. Anything from Jim Carrey is probably my top like 10 fucking favorite comedies of all time. Joe Nubs, thanks, buddy. Says, first off, go Pack Go. Woo! Second, me and a buddy are writing a Halloween script. Would love to share it with you guys. Joe, here's the thing. Did you hear that?
That was outside my window.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I thought Lawnmower Man came to my house.
No, that was Christian speeding off after sucking my dick. He didn't want anybody to know that he was gay because he's homophobic too.
Well, Joe, the thing about that is this is going to sound mean, but it's actually true. Like, it's just actually the truth. We don't ever read anyone's Halloween scripts. And that's because if we read one person's Halloween scripts, then you have to read everyone's Halloween scripts. And I know that we're not going to do that. So nepotism is rampant in the world.
Yeah.
But I want you to know this. We believe in you, and we hope you fucking nail the shit out of it. And if you have any specific questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah. And plus, you know, like writing scripts and like even those fan films that are put together by people that are really passionate about the Halloween franchise, like they work so hard on it. And like, I don't like to, you know, because it's like when you're watching it, your brain's automatically going into that critique mode. So it kind of sucks. because I don't want to like dog shit on the movie because they're trying their best and they're working within a limited budget. So it's kind of like hard. I don't want to be like that. Plus, you also, again, there's a million people that are like, it's not just Halloween. There's a million fan films for a little like franchise, like Jason, Michael, Chucky, whatevs.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's not meant to say like, dude, thousands of people are trying to give us their Halloween scripts. Okay, you're gonna have to at least send us 99.
Oh, I meant it that way. We're like the Weinsteins without the rapey shit.
I would
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean, there's a lot of people do ask us to read them, and so you want to. Like, if I had endless time, I would read every single one of it. It's just we just don't have enough time, But I appreciate, man. I hope it fucking rules. And again, we believe in you. Texas Tootin'. Thanks, Tex Tootin says, can we get a Family Activia commercial real quick? That bitch JLC been getting those TV checks for too long.
Yeah. What's Activia for? Is it the poop?
It's yogurt that makes you shit.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Laurie Strode, aka Jamie Lee Curtis, she needs to go away now. My boy Jason needs new underwear. So I can do Activia for you. I can tell you that Activia is good for when you're constipated because you ate too much cheese. Oh, Jason, boy, he used to eat too much cheese and he would just be packed like a mule. And I would feed him Activia and he would squirt like a muddy river during a storm drain flood. JLC is a nasty whore. And she caused her sister to die because she was a dirty whore. Do I know that for sure? No, but fuck it. Activia. Poop when you want.
James Smith, dude, thank you so fucking much, man. Appreciate that. Says, I'm just here. Huh?
No, Chad's like, Activia is so good. I'll bet it is. You got to get ready for when you get that butt fuck going.
I've never had it because I'm afraid I'll poop myself to death, to be honest with you. But seriously, James Smith, thank you so much, man. Fucking appreciate
thank you,
that.
man.
Little bag drop there from James. Says, I'm just here to contribute to the Get Your Butts to California fund. Looking forward to your ideas on Halloween tonight. I, for one, can't wait for the Tina spinoff trilogy.
Can't wait for that one either. Jesus Christ. That's going to do really well on Lifetime Network.
You want to get nuts? Go on.
Because that's where I would put it. Lifetime.
Jesus Christ. You couldn't pay me enough money to watch that fucking movie, but I wouldn't be surprised if they made it, to be honest with you. But thank you so much, man. And just today there was a comment on a video that's like, Mike, you would fit in California. And that's like the 20th fucking time of my life somebody randomly just been like, hey man, you should go to California. You would fit in there. I don't know what that means because I've never even been to California.
Well, it's probably your ego. Probably.
That may be it. It could be my ego. It could be
because I mean, I don't even like California is just so big because of the ego that's in there.
That may be it. Yeah, I love tan dudes and piece of shit. And
I would say it's that. I would say no. Yeah, maybe you would. I don't know. I would never want to live there because I actually want to breathe fresh air. So I'm kind of scared.
I would love to go to California. I've always wanted to visit. I actually have a dark fear that if I ever went to California, and so many people there that we know that I want to meet and hang out with. If I ever went there, I feel like the weather, just the vibe, the fucking beach and shit like that. Maybe not LA, but San Diego. I feel like I may never fucking come back, and it scares me. I'd like to fucking come back from Florida when I go. So
I don't know. I think I'd maybe go visit it, but then I would just miss home too much. I don't know. I guess it's one of those places. I mean, yeah, some people could just fall in love with it, but I mean, I don't really give a shit about the ocean, and plus, I don't like hot ass, sticky ass weather.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't like hot weather at all. Like, I mean, my dream place would be like somewhere in the north, like fucking Maine.
Well, to be fair though, it's actually not hot and sticky there. Like sticky is like a huge.
No, I mean, Florida, but it's still hot. It's dry heat. I don't want any of that shit.
Yeah,
no dry heat.
I love it, dude. I fucking love it. It's fucking 60, 70 degrees all year long. Whew, give it to me. I want it in my mouth. Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate that, James. Jerry, it's good to see you, Jerry. Says, I'm still laughing after watching your all's video on the original endings for Halloween Ends. Laurie attacks Allison. JLC can pull off board, not evil. Yeah, dude, that fucking ending would have been whoo.
Well, there's already enough hate around this movie that would have literally just sent the kryptonite bullet into the whole fucking thing. It would have been goddamn Royal Rumble 2022. Like fucking Ric Flair might show up as #1 and win the whole thing, but we don't know. I mean, Andre the Giant's still in there. Like it would be pandemonium.
Yeah, even people who fucking hated Halloween Ends read that ending or saw that video and were like, "I would fucking kill my cat," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Please don't kill your cat." But yeah, dude, yeah, Gerald.
By the way, I will answer this
Chuck-
question. Hey, Mikey, he likes it. Doesn't it get hot in Kentucky? Yeah, but it's like it. But I'm adjusted to it. It's a different kind of hot. Plus, but Kentucky's a weird weather. Like we have weird weather. Like it's like it'll be hot for like 5 days, and then it'll be like autumn breezes for like 3, and then it'll go back to hot. Then maybe it'll be goddamn snowing in May. I like that. I like the goddamn 8-ball weather. Like, is it going to snow today? Chances are likely. Or future doesn't look certain. I don't know.
You just, you never know what the fuck to expect in Kentucky. Like I said, the other day we had a fucking windstorm all goddamn day. Knocked my basketball into my wife's fucking windshield. Safe Light repair, Safe Light replace. Came today and took care of that. But you never know what the weather's going to be here, man. Mosquitoes fucking suck though. I've been to the further Midwest a couple times, like Wisconsin, Minnesota. They got fucking mosquitoes, dude. Holy shit, do they have fucking mosquitoes? Now that shit sucks. You can't even go outside. Can't even go outside. Even in the summertime, you go outside, you're fucking. Whew. Anyway, Chuck Carter says, what do y'all think about the theory that Michael Myers is undiagnosed, mistreated, autistic individual? Sorry if the question is controversial, not my intent. Worked in the ABA field for years. I don't think that's controversial.
That's not controversial. I mean, I could see it. I would say electroshock therapy is needed, and send him to a home. Fuck it.
I mean, I think.
But I get what you're saying. It's not, but I get where you could say it is controversial. But the thing about it is the autism part of it. I don't know. I mean, it's a hard stretch for me, you know, like the murdering part. I don't know. I feel like it. I don't know. I just don't think that gels though with autism. I mean, I'm not saying that it couldn't happen, but he could be high functioning. But I don't know if that would really work.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, it's one of those things. Obviously, if they did that, that would be a terrible stigma for a fucking awful thing that people have to go through. If they actually came out and said that, it's like that would be like the worst thing for that whole thing. But like, I mean, I think that if someone came out, I'll put it this way, if someone came out and they tried to make and reboot Halloween and make it something like that, I feel like it would be the worst fucking thing you could do, both for autistic people and for Michael Myers, the lore of Michael Myers. It'd be like Rob Zombie saying, well, he grew up in a trailer park, so now he's a fucking murderer, you know? And I also think that what I love, I'll counter that with this, is what was badass is what a movie like The Accountant did with Ben Affleck. Where they took someone who was autistic and made him a fucking superhero, like not a superhero, but a badass, and they showcased those strengths and they made it awesome. I think it'd be in terrible taste if they actually made the movie that way, for sure. But I think it's
also. Well, I think it's like you're trying to you're trying to make a murderer sympathetic. Fuck that. He's a murderer. That's what he's supposed to be. Like, we don't need to change the nature of him so he's more sympathetic. It's almost like that's like a fantasy in someone's head. Be like, what if he just misunderstood and he wants to hug? You can hug him, and then he will shove a clothes hanger up your butthole, and it's for your own good.
Yeah.
But it was a Ted Bundy thing. It's like the Ted Bundy thing with Zac Efron. You tried to humanize him. Like, this guy's an evil motherfucker. He was a sociopathic asshole. He wanted to kill people. He got off on it, and then you try to make him be like, well, what if this happened though? No, he's a fucking murderer. Let's just cut through the bullshit.
I see what you mean though about like why that would be controversial, because at first like you're like, oh, that's it, and then you're like, oh, that would carry a whole bag of weight with it. So I see what you're saying, Chuck. But congrats on your work in that field, by the way. Norris, thank you so much, man. Says, what's up, homies? I saw where there is a Twister sequel confirmed. It won't be the same without Bill Paxton, man. Rest in peace. Y'all stay awesome. Also, what are your all's favorite comic books? I'll say that like a fucking Twister movie without Bill Paxton is just a tornado movie. So not offended by it. Not going to be as good as obviously a Twister sequel with Bill Paxton will be, but another tornado movie is always cool to me because I fucking love tornado movies. Love
a Twister sequel. I don't know. I don't think it would work. I feel like it would just be preying on the fun that Twister brought, and Bill Paxton was a huge part of that movie, and I think that movie also had also rest in peace. Oh my God, how can I not remember his name? Capote, the guy that played Capote. It was a great movie, by the way. What the fuck's his name?
The Capote guy?
Yeah.
Philip
he was like the suck zone.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, R.I.P. him too as well. And you know, I just feel like it really wouldn't work. And favorite comic books. I used to love Captain America. I thought Captain America was awesome comic books, and I used to like Marvel comics a lot. Then you know, shit changed and it got stupid, so I left that. And DC is probably my favorite, and I would say my favorite DC comic book. My favorite comic book series of all time. It's a tie between Spawn and Preacher. My favorite series of all time.
I'd go with any of the old 90s X-Men comics, and currently any of the Deadpool comics. I eat that shit up. And the Wolverine comics too. Deadpool, Wolverine, that's fucking, I love that shit, man. That shit's so awesome. Dakota Kid said, thanks for the updates. Cheers from Covington. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Not that far away from us. They have good concerts.
I like it.
You wouldn't think they would, but it's like a place where
I've always passed through Covington, but never like, I think my uncle lived there. So I think I stayed once.
Yeah, they get good shows up there, man. Christian White said too far, Mike. And I don't remember what we were talking about, so I'll agree with you. Yeah, definitely too far. And Jay, I said I like your face, not that you look old, and yet you call me homophobic. So now, kind of old. I wouldn't speed away. I'd stay.
Well, that shouldn't have made it at all to read, but but I will say,
want to get away?
Well, I mean, I don't want you to leave. You can stay. We can have sex. I mean, if you just want to warm it up and get it all lathered up and we'll have sex with each other, I don't give a shit. You also paid in pounds, so I'm imagining you're European, and I find them very exotic.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because
I mean, Henry Cavill is British and he's European, so I think that's hot. So I mean, whatever, man. I don't have any problem. I was joking either way. You were joking. I was joking. We joked together. And we came to an understanding in the middle. You see what I'm saying? And we got along now. Now we feel good. Let's go along and have a butt fuck session and we're good.
Do you think accents are attractive?
Yes. Well, I mean, it depends on the accent to be honest. I mean, like, I don't think there are certain accents that are more annoying. Like, I don't think like a thick fucking Irish accent is hot. Because I don't understand what the fuck they're saying when they get mad at you. It goes into like Gaelic, and then I'm like, all right, so now you're just like cussing me out, and I don't even know what you're saying. I can't even keep up, and I don't think it's hot. I don't. And then there's like a rough thing too, like with like a German accent, like Russian can be hot. It can be sexy if it's whispered, but there's also like when they're yelling at you, it's fucking like it's aggressive. So German and Russian maybe are fucking aggressive.
Yeah, I met a couple Russian chicks,
but they can be really nice. But I'm not saying it's not like a nice language, but it's just. But German is so guttural. It's like Guten Tag.
Yeah,
you want to fuck Guten Tag. There's like a thing in the back of the throat that actually like make you have to spit out.
It depends on what you're looking for that night, I guess. I met a couple of Russian girls at one night at a party at Blake's house after Shinaway one night, and there's these two Russian girls there, and she's like, "You want to play Mercy with me?" And I was like,
"I think they were Russian."
Yeah, Russian.
I said German.
No, they're Russian. She's like, "You want to play Mercy with me?" And I was like, "Sure, let's do it." And then she fucking took my hand, dude. And I'm not lying to you. Went fucking like fucking took me up in the air, and I was like, "Mercy, fucking Mercy." She's like, "You're a little pussy, man." I was like, "Yes, I am." You want McFuck? No, I.
You want McFuck? They were going to take you to McDonald's and McFuck you in the parking lot. He's like, "You want McFuck?"
It was impressive. Like I was like, "Damn." That was some.
By the way, I'm calling pee break early.
Perfect timing. Go pee.
All right.
I was getting ready to say the same.
I'll be back.
Try not to make pee in floor. Try get all pee in toilet. That's where you want the pee to go. You do not want to pee in floor of German hostel. In Russia, you die for such thing. In Germany, they give you pretzel, but it is a peed on pretzel. And that is the difference, my friend. Now, they don't pee directly on pretzels, my son. What they do is they bring, they call Himalayan salt. Believe you say this here. It's pink in America, but in Russia, it is yellow. The salt is yellow. So they take the yellow salt and they pee on the salt. And then you don't know if it's been peed on or if it is just salt. Himalayan salt. And I'm losing my accent as we go and putting random things inside of it. And I don't know what to do with my hands. I just make a pizza. And that's how I do accents. I'm fucking horrible at them. And I want to make fuck with Japanese Hulk Hogan doll. Oh God, what are we talking about? What's going on here? Don't eat the box. Do not do it. Christopher Nelson's toasted chalupa. It's what you need in this life. Tonight, by the way, when Jay gets back, when I get back, when we get back together, we are going to begin. Thanks, Mike, for saying that was hot. And yes, Mikey, I am having a stroke. And I say Hulk Hogan doll because all of us humped our. You remember those 90s wrestling dolls that had like the arms that went out like this and the legs? They had like Undertaker and Hulk Hogan, right? You know what I mean? Like we all humped those, right? No, it's just me. I had a Ninja Turtle one too. I think it was Raphael. Just they're really soft. Wrestling buddies. Thank you, Born to Be Rad. That's exactly what the fuck they were. Goddamn right. Goddamn right. Good times. Take them out on the trampoline and just beat the fuck out of them. But anyways, tonight, after Jay gets back, after I take a pee-pee break in toilet, we are going to talk about the future of Halloween. We're going to talk about, I have 5 ideas that I really want to pitch to you guys and be like, this is what we should fucking do, Trancas. Why won't you listen to me? I made you scramby eggs. It'll be cool again, Stephen, I promise. 5 different ideas for what we want to do for the Halloween. I don't know how many Jay has. I have 5. And I have like 37 things I want the Halloween franchise to do. But these are the 5 biggest ones that I could come up with while I was eating my grilled chicken and avocado for lunch. And I say that because I'm pretty depressed about it. And I'm pretty sure it gave me the shits. But yeah, it's all going to be centered around Tina. James, you're correct when you say that. And that's 100% going to happen. Cowabunga, indeed. Let me tell you something, brother. Oh, fuck. Hey, we got somebody in here from fucking Turkey. What's up, Randaroar? And you have a cool fucking name, too. I probably just butchered the shit out of it. But it's crazy. Someone is in fucking Turkey right now. What time is it there, dude? What time is it? I don't know what time it is here because we got fucking daylight savings time. By the way, with all the mental health issues we have in this fucking country, with all the goddamn seasonal depression, which hits me sometimes, too, can we fucking get rid of goddamn daylight savings time? Why the fuck does it get dark at 6 o'clock and I don't know who I am or what sex I like to sleep with anymore? Huh? It's not fucking helping. Let's just get away with that and help the fucking country. Andy Muted Chick says, hey, Mike, can you do an impression of Donnie losing to Mercy and tries to pretend he didn't yelp? Well, considering that I was in that situation, he was like, hey, girls, you Russian girls, what do you like to do? Do you like to play Mercy? Have you ever played Mercy before? Yes, we'd like to play Mercy. I can't go back and forth. I'm not good enough for that. It's just like, yes, we will play Mercy with you, Donnie Wahlberg. He's like, okay, let's do it. So I'll push my fingers. Oh my God, it fucking hurts so bad. Please let me go. I swear to God, I could chill free fucking years. Oh shit. Free card to Wahlburgers. I swear to fucking Christ, I will. Oh yeah, I'll let you meet Mark. I know you really want to meet Mark, and I know I'll never be as good. Oh God, he's mom's favorite. He is mom's favorite. He did Entourage. Yeah, he didn't even have to start. And it's more successful than anything I ever did in my fucking life. I swear to God, please fucking let me go. That would be Donnie Wahlberg losing to Mercy. And I know because I lived it. I fucking lived it. I had this girl beat my ass in Mercy. Jesus Christ. She's seen some shit in her life. Joe Nubbs, what is your guys' favorite Stephen King film and why? Mine is The Night Flyer. Dude, Night Flyer fucking ruled. That shit had some crazy moments in it. Typical Stephen King film. Amazing moments. Not a great movie overall, but fucking crazy ass moments. Like the airport when everybody's fucking dead. We just did a whole stream where fucking shit. We did our top 20 Stephen King movies, and I can't remember what I put at number 1. So I don't want to renege against that because there's a lot of thought that goes into that. But I'm gonna say Stanley Kubrick's The Shining off the top of my head. Yeah. Fucking just a cinematic goddamn masterpiece. Beautiful in every shot. Jack Nicholson in a horror movie. Are you fucking fist fucking me right now? How great was that shit? It was. I'll say that one. I can't remember what Jay's was. Maybe it was Green Mile. Does anybody remember what Jay's favorite Stephen King movie of all time was? Fuck, what was that? Sometimes I embarrass myself, Stephanie. That's just what I do with my life. That's what I do. I embarrass women and myself in front of women. What's your all's favorite Stephen King movie of all time? No, better yet, better question. Because I think most answers to that would be The Shining or whatever. But like, what is the shittiest Stephen King movie that you fucking love? I'd say The Langoliers probably. I know it's a piece of hot shit, but that movie creeps me the fuck out. Imagining being on that fucking airplane and everybody just disappears. Airplanes are scary enough to me. Waking up and everybody being gone and that motherfucker weirdo babbling like he was. Yeah. Let's say The Langoliers will be my answer to that. Thinner. Will McStain said Children of the Corn. Yeah, that movie does suck, but it's weirdly good at the same time. I don't know if I know another movie that sucks and is also good as much as Children of the Corn. It's so weird. Langoliers, Green Mile, a lot of Shawshanks, a lot of Green Miles. Or was that, or are you guys saying what Jay's answer was? I don't remember. Stand By Me was dope as fuck. Maximum Overdrive is a great one for that specific thing, Yeager, for sure. Hey, you like butt fucking?
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, what's your favorite Stephen King movie of all time? I forgot what it was. What's it? Green Mile?
Yeah, Green Mile. I think Green Mile took the Kikarino. But I mean, as far as like favorite horror movie adaptation, that's a hard sell. That's a hard one. Like if you could have done like a favorite Stephen King horror adaptation, that's different than your favorite Stephen King novel overall. Like favorite horror adaptation is like there's so many good ones.
That's true. Berto said running as far as like bad ones that you just like, but yeah, that too. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
And when I get back, we'd start lists.
Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do it. Okay. Oh. Let's all talk about things today. Let's talk about times. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about the past. Let's talk about the present. Let's have a good time, guys. I don't give a shit. Let's talk about whatever. By the way, just off topic because it'll be random as fuck. I didn't discover, but I never really listened or watched this comedian named Tim Dillon before. He was on the Andrew Schultz podcast. He's pretty good. I mean, I got to be honest. I never thought he was that funny, but he actually's got like a good cadence to him that he actually is pretty enjoyable to listen to. So he's got like, hello, Nathan. He's got like, I don't know what it is. I think it's like, he's really smart in like political commentary or just like social commentary or whatever, but you can hear like the cadence in him. Like he can land a joke. He can actually be funny. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know. The Jaeger Bomb, I love that name. I do love that name. Says, if you could time travel one time, where would you go? That's interesting. I always wanted to go back to the days. I was literally gonna do the B.O.B. song. I remember the days when I was trying to make my way at Subway, the B.O.B. The airplanes. But I used to want to go back to the Middle Ages, like the medieval times with the knights and shit, because I always liked that time period. I thought it was cool. But then like the diseases and shit, and then like if you get like some disease that would be easily treatable now, you're fucked. You're gonna lose a leg, and they're gonna call you like, you know, Stumpy McKnight. I don't want that. I don't know. Thomas H said he's better than Andrew Schultz at least. Yeah, Andrew Schultz is he's all right. I mean, I don't, but like his stuff is like insult comedy, so it works for some and it works for others. I don't know. It's not. I've watched a couple of Andrew Schultz's stand up, and I'm not like a huge fan, but it is what it is. Somebody, Colton Chandler, Jay, did you watch that Pennyworth show on HBO Max? I did not. I don't know. Was it good? I hope it was good. Tomo Agato says, you mean you don't like leashes on your dick, Jay? I mean, as a recreational activity, just to see what it felt like. Like, you know, if I was doing the jackass thing, maybe. But no, I don't think if they're like, hey, listen, you've got an infection. I'm going to drop like 3 leeches on your mushroom head, and we're going to see how you feel afterwards. I don't know if you're qualified, to be honest. I think I'm kind of worried about that if you do that. Hold on one second, because 25 Savage 2005. Hey Jay, what do you think about The Witcher? I think The Witcher was really good. I did like The Witcher. I tried to play the games a lot. I always tried to start The Witcher 3. Was it Wild Hunt? I think. And I remember playing The Witcher 1. believe I played it when I was younger, but I don't remember. But I always tried to start The Witcher 3, and I never had the attention span to actually complete it, but it was awesome. The storyline was great. It really flowed well. And I think Henry Cavill was a great protagonist in that show. I know there's a lot of controversy right now, and people are like, there's literally fucking people calling for the writers to be fired for what they've done to The Witcher. And I know that Henry Cavill is being replaced with the Hemsworth brothers. That's not the successful one. Liam. I'm kidding. I like Liam Hemsworth fine. He's fine. But the less successful one, that the one that basically had Miley Cyrus beat his dick off like a wrecking ball. So yeah, that'll be interesting. I don't know. I'll watch is it the third season or the second season? I don't know. With Henry Cavill, I don't think I'm going to be interested after Cavill leaves, but I'm happy that Cavill's back as Superman, so I don't give a shit. Texas Tootin'. Thank you, sir. Says, Jay, you a Chevy or a Ford boy? You say Dodge, people gonna think you a little sweet. If you say Dodge, people gonna think you a little sweet. You little fairy dust boy. If you say Dodge, if you say, hey man, I like a good Dodge Charger, they'll be like, well, I bet you like a good dick in the ass too. Well, Texas Tootin', I gotta be honest with you. I like that goddamn Hyundai. I like that goddamn Hyundai, man. Them motherfuckers know how to put a car together, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, now, as far as a Chevy or Ford, if I got to pick one now, if you're going to put the fucking iron to my feet and tell me pick one, now it's going to be, I got to go with Ford, though. I got to go Ford, but. Illy Blur says, Jay, can you give me a kiss? Yes. There you go. It's right there. Boom. There it was. Let me see. Dogma was very specific. Oh, wait. Tomo Gato says they're remaking Witcher 1, Jay. Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's cool. I mean, that would be cool because I missed it. So, well, like I said, I tried to play it. So if they remake Witcher 1, I'd be into it. And then Dogma was very specific. He's like, I want to time travel back to 4/20/1999. What a fucking time. Smoke that dope and say Y2K is going to wipe us all out and everything's going to be okay. And then have like, here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note, but don't worry.
Be happy.
Lee Bauer says, Jay, do you own TMNT NECA movie figures? I do. I have the Turtles. I have a Shredder, Splinter, Super Shredder, and Casey Jones. But I never got April O'Neil because she's a woman and she shouldn't be featured as an action figure. So I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I love women. They always make good pot roast. So, oh yeah.
You want to start with your list? By the way,
yeah. By the way, yeah.
This is our plans for the future. I have 5 of my. How many do you have in your list?
Well, I wish you could actually see my list because it looks pathetic, dude. I have 8 things, but these 8 things could be condensed into 5 things. Because I was thinking about things as I was writing a list out, and then I was like, oh, that could be applied to this. But dude, like literally, my list is very sad. I feel like Lewis in Ghostbusters 2 when Ray was like, very good, Lewis, short but pointless. It was a very short list, and literally I have 5 things I want to see in next Halloween, and for some reason I capitalized everything except for end and next, because I was like, what am I doing? What am I capitalizing it? And I was writing it down. Like I was writing it down and I capitalized it. But yeah, dude, it's very, the way it reads on paper is very bottom dweller. Like I was like a mad like nerd in the basement that was like, God, I hate fucking girls. And I want men in the movie.
I like that you wrote it instead of typed it too. Like you actually.
Because you know what happened? Because I forgot I had a fucking memo thing on my goddamn phone.
You also have Word on your computer that you can just type on.
I know, but I like doing the old school way and testing out my limits.
I respect it.
Yeah, I didn't cursive write it. I should next time. I should like start writing it like George Washington.
Bring back cursive. Just you alone. Just bring it back.
That's it. I would. I'd love to. I mean, yeah, cursive is beautiful.
They made us learn that shit, right?
Yeah, I know. So I was like, yeah, why let it go to waste? Work that muscle out. But yeah, okay. So the first thing I'll say, and then, this is going to be controversial right away. I already know it, but I mean, we already talked about it. My thing was reboot it completely. Reboot it completely. 100%. I want it rebooted. I think that we've already hit the wall with what we want to do with Michael and doing all this crazy thing. I want to see, and I know that like we made the comparison before with Halloween 2018 was kind of like the Batman Begins, but it's not really, because it's just going off of what Halloween 1 and Halloween 2 did, and then it's going from there, right? So it's really just a sequel to that timeline. I want to see a complete fresh reboot like the real Batman Begins. Okay, I want to see something fresh. I want to see something new. I want to see I want to see a Batman Begins. I want to see something that's a different direction than the original went. Keep the essence there, because Batman Begins, Nolan's Batman Begins kept the essence of Batman there, but you got a lot of good shit that you never knew before about Batman. You never knew about the characters. They expanded some things before, or they expanded things that you never even thought about expanding, like your wiener when you watched it. But it was like, yeah, I think it's time to reboot it. I think it's time to reboot.
That is so one of mine's the exact same thing. And I have 5 main things. Like I said, there's like a million things I'd love to see, but I was trying to succinct it to 5 as well. Like mine is Halloween reboot. So the same thing, but in the form of a TV series. Now, I'm not saying that's the only way to go for sure.
Spicy.
But I think, yeah. I mean, what comes to mind when you think about a Halloween reboot, right? Immediately your mind goes straight to Rob Zombie just did a Halloween reboot. And that's where your mind goes. It feels too fresh. That movie feels too fresh to do if you're going to do it in that way. So what I'm thinking is you could do a reboot right now, and this gives us Michael Myers faster, because if you do it to theaters right now, it seems like too soon. But as a TV series, I think it could work, because I think you reboot it, and it has to be on a major streamer. It has to be on an HBO Max and Netflix. It can't be on Stars. It can't be on something that's not mainstream, like one of the big ones, right? And they could do that too, because with the fandom of Halloween, like a bidding war would happen and it would ensue. So I think you do a TV reboot, a TV series, and you start from the beginning. The only rule I have is no Jamie Lee or no Laurie Strode. There's no Laurie Strode character. And I think you start it, and you tell the origin story about Michael, and you can do whatever you want with that. You can keep it a little bit the same, a little bit different. Probably shouldn't have a Dr. Loomis again, because it'd be so impossible to get that. But if you got the perfect character and it was written really well, then you could do a Dr. Loomis.
Ethan Hawke.
But yeah, something like that for sure. But you can also bring in a new character who is one. But my idea is reboot it in a TV format, right? Start from the beginning, tell the story. You could even go back to where the novelization started and talk about the Celtic times and stuff like that. Do whatever you want. This is not canon. This is its own succinct thing. That way, when you get a couple seasons in, if they want to do a Halloween movie and they want to do Halloween 9 or some of the other stuff we'll talk about, they could do that in theaters. Because I don't want it to just stay a TV series. You also have your theater stuff going on. But I feel like that's the perfect way to reboot it, start it fresh. It's not going to feel like what Rob Zombie did. It's not going to feel like any of that stuff. Brand new characters. The only thing you have to have is Michael Myers as himself. You bring in new characters, you bring in new leads. And the only thing that matters is that you start in a place where people don't know Michael Myers exists and he's fresh and new to this world. And then as you go on further from season to season, you can pick the best of every single movie. You don't have to, you're not pigeonholed by the canon of the movies, but you can pick the coolest. You could have a Dr. Chalice type character, right? You could have eventually an evil mask company. You could have a cult, like a Cult of Thorn eventually. You could have a Jamie Lloyd type character. You could take and you could pick and choose the best out of every movie you want as you go along. But you tell a brand new, fresh story, and you just pick and choose the best as you go. I think that would be fucking fascinating to see.
I like that idea, Tim. Dude, you really put, like, that's more thought than I literally said like a 3-minute thing. You were pitching 20th century.
I've been holding this in my.
I know you apparently so. Like your mushroom tips are ready to burst with all that gooey. But no, we talked about doing a TV series, and I think it works to a degree. But the problem with the TV series is that John Carpenter tried that shit with Halloween 3. He wanted to do a different story. He wanted to go in different directions. And I don't think
all stick to Michael Myers.
No, it would. But I still think it's one of those things now where we're so fresh off Kills, and Kills is not being received universally as an amazing, like there is a lot of. I never thought it would happen. I really didn't think it would be this divisive. It's not getting to the Man of Steel levels, but it's still up there. I think that people like as a theatrical release. I don't know. Yes, Rob Zombie did it Rob Zombie's way, but if you hire someone like maybe A24, which I get behind A24 as a studio that could do it. I'm not behind. There was rumors about James Wan doing it, or that James Wan would be wanting to be a part of it. I think that it's not inside James Wan's wheelhouse. I do think if you got a director like your favorite director,
David Fincher.
I think Fincher could really bring something incredible to it. But
and then you could have somebody like Fincher show run it, and then you could bring in people like James Wan or Mike Flanagan to direct certain episodes too, or Andrew or Adam Wingard.
It's always risky because it's like the Gotham TV series, because it depends on how you're going to tell the show. Like if you're going to concentrate on different characters, it's hard because
point is this would be a continuous series. It would be every episode would not be a different story. This would be a chronological series that started with the reboot and focused on the story of Michael Myers only, and then you just add stuff to that story as you go.
I kind of like it. No, I mean, I'd watch it for sure because I love Halloween, but at the same time, I also don't like the idea of exploring his past anymore. I don't give a fuck about his past. I don't. I think we should move away from that shit, because I think that's what ruined it for me in a lot of ways with the Rob Zombie reboot, is that they focus too much on him fucking going through the psychological counseling. His mom's a stripper. She fucking blows her head off, whatever. I was like, all right, I get it. He's a fucked up kid and he did some fucked up things. But
I'm cool with it starting right when he escapes from Smith's
so what I was going to, so the next thing, like I literally listed these. I mean, they're not ranked. Not really. They're just like bullet points, I guess. But I ranked them for some reason. I swear, if you saw this list, it looks like it literally is so terrible on paper.
Looks like Kevin Spacey's.
It's literally like a really giant fat kid that like his finger marks or like the Butterfinger marks are stuck on his keyboard, and he just hates everything. And he made this list in rage, and he put it on Reddit. If you read it on paper, it would look like that. But anyway, so I'm going to try to make it make sense. But so the second thing, I want it set in the 90s. I want it set in the 90s. If I reboot this movie, I want it rebooted completely, and I want it set in the 90s. All right. So this Michael Myers would be born in the 70s, right? Mid 70s, late 70s. So he's around 20 years old when he gets out of the asylum and he starts a killing. I think it would be really cool. It's a throwback, and it's refreshing because you're going to want to bring in a new audience. Mike and I grew up in the 90s. We were born in the 80s, but we grew up in the 90s. I think that revitalizes your series because the people that watched the original Halloween grew up in the 70s. So now you're getting a fresher perspective, and you're having music and like you're having like scenery and production sets that look like the 90s, and now this mass murderer is out there. I would even go far, and again, I know they can't do this, but it would be kind of cool just saying like, what if they did something kind of meta, a little bit meta, not too much meta, but just a little bit. They're like some like dorky ass kid in like Spanish classes, like, hey man, did you hear about that weird shit going on in California? And they're like, no, what happens? Like, these fucking kids got obsessed with horror movies. They killed each other because it took place in the 90s. You can even throw in a little like nod your hat there because it took place in the 90s. The Woodsboro killings. I think
Spyglass bought it, then you can play around with it.
I mean, because obviously they can't say Scream and they can't really say Woodsboro. I mean, that they could say, hey, there was this town in California and these fucking weirdos got really obsessed with horror movies and they butchered their fucking high school friends. I don't know. You can just throw some cool shit in there. Like, oh God, that's cool, man. You're tying some shit together there and I like it. And the other main thing is, as far as like setting it in the 90s, and it goes into what you were saying. Yeah, Laurie Strode is out. I want a male lead. I want a male lead because I think it would flip its head. We're all talking about, well, we wanted to see what Josh Hartnett would do if he had a true sequel to H2O, right? So, all right, instead of Laurie, you can't get further away from Laurie with, than a dude with a Johnson. So have a dude like, and not related, by the way, just because, okay, be honest. How many final guys are there? There's not many, right? Really, the only one I can think of is Jesse from Freddy 2, and he was awesome. Jesse and Freddy 2, Freddy's Revenge was fucking awesome. So I was like, it'd be kind of cool. And it would turn its fucking head on. So I like the 90s setting. You reboot it, and you have the final. You have a final guy, and it's not like and again, they're not related. He just happens to be the final guy. I mean, kind of like Paul Rudd should have been the final dude in Curse of Michael, but that red-haired chick got slapped by her dad, and they're like, yeah, fucking do it, girl. So yeah, but I'm saying like get a Paul Rudd type character, and I want it. By the way, the final guy, he can't be like some badass like jock. He's got to be like Jesse nerdy. You know what I mean? Like he's got to be like, oh, like he just moved to town and nobody likes him, and then he's got to like be the badass at the end.
Well, we always talked about how in Friday the 13th Part 2, they missed a huge opportunity to make the dude in the wheelchair the final
he
guy.
should have been 100%.
That would have been fucking fascinating to see this dude overcome this thing that happened to him. Just like we talked about with The Accountant, where they made Ben Affleck's character who had autism, this superhero type character.
Yeah.
To have this dude who's in a wheelchair be the final guy and somehow be the one to survive Jason despite and like almost his weakness is his strength because he's been through some shit, right? Like, that would be dope as fuck. So I have an idea kind of like that. I love Halloween in the 90s. I love that. So I'll go ahead and go straight to that idea that I had too. One of mine was, I call it Michael Myers Prey. And the reason I call it that is because, and this gets kind of wacky as fuck a little bit, but bear with me here. If we aren't going to dick around with the canon anymore, we've now turned Michael Myers, as we said, to Batman or James Bond, whereas a new director can pick him up and do his own story, and then we go back.
By the way, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but one thing, by the way, I know I missed one thing. Okay, Tommy Jarvis was the final guy, but Tommy Jarvis was the final guy in only 3 Friday the 13th movies, and he got killed in the third.
Right, act. There are final guys.
But I'm saying the most significant for me, I just remember Jesse. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm with you. I know what you mean. But why not, dude? Based on that, do what the Predator franchise did with Prey. If this is not canon and we don't have to subscribe, if we can make a 3-movie arc or whatever, and we just do whatever, and the franchise doesn't have to stick with it. Why not do what Predator did with Prey and with the Predator movies, and take Michael, like you said, maybe the 90s, take him and tell a esoteric Michael Myers story in any time in the universe. Now there's one caveat to this for me, and that I need Michael Myers, because originally in my mind I was like, take it back to the Celtic times, like in the beginning of the 78 novelization. The problem with that is we want our Michael Myers to look like Michael Myers. We want the Michael Myers mask, right? Like we have to have that. So I looked it up, and the first latex over your head mask was made in 1938 by Don Post. So you could go as far anywhere from 1938 to today. You can tell a singular story or even a trilogy based on.
So it looks like Groucho,
right?
Groucho Marx.
you have the one thing you need is the Michael Myers in that mask, but you just go back in time. From 1938 to today is your window. You could tell a story about what happens if somebody in the 40s or the 50s, the 60s, or the 70s, which the first one was in the 70s. But one of the beautiful things about that was nobody had cell phones. You know what I mean? Nobody knew about all this stuff. There wasn't this big true crime thing. Tell a singular story where Michael Myers goes back and he attacks a bunch of people and nobody knows who he is. He comes out of nowhere. It's just a serial killer with this mask on, and he shows up, and then you make it a period piece. And how would the 40s deal with a Michael Myers situation?
So it's like a lineage thing. Like,
well, no,
like,
it's just simply a period piece Michael Myers movie.
So, but I mean, is he Michael Myers or does he just pass the evil along?
No, he's 100% Michael Myers. It's separate from everything else. It's a Michael Myers movie set in a different time period, right? So Michael Myers shows up. There's no cell phones like there wasn't in 78. There's no internet, obviously, stuff like that. You make it a period piece and you throw Michael into this different universe, this different group of people. Fuck, you could do he kills a bunch of hippies. You could do fucking anything in that timeline.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But it would be fascinating. And again, you don't have cell phones. You don't have all that shit. Basically, what Predator did with Prey, your timeline is just 1938 to today, because I want it to look like Michael fucking Myers. You know what I mean?
But you could just do it in the 90s, and nobody would have cell phones.
That would be one too. I mean, although technically we have several movies.
Well, cellular phones, not everybody could afford them.
Right.
So it wasn't
like
a commonplace
what I'm saying
thing.
is technically you got H2O was almost in the 90s, and like 6 was almost in the 90s, and 5. So we have Michael Myers movies set in the 90s, but if you wanted to do that as well, that would be cool too. If you really wanted to hone in on that nostalgia, it'd be dope.
By the way, I don't know who said, Tomo, I think, said Tommy Jarvis didn't die in the third act. I don't mean the third act. I think he did die in the movies, though. I think he got killed in the third. Wasn't Tommy Jarvis in like 3 movies? And then he gets drowned or some shit?
The end of 6 is the battle.
I think he gets drowned.
Him and Michael in the lake. And
Jason, yeah.
I think, or yeah, him and Jason in the lake.
I think he
I
gets
want to
drowned.
say that he died there.
Yeah,
I
but I'm not. But
I
my
can't
point
remember,
being, again, it goes back. Yes, you could consider Tommy Jarvis as a final guy. I always felt like he was more the hero that comes in and saves the final girl. You know what I mean? Like more peripheral. Then Friday 5,
by
he
the way,
was the final guy.
He did survive. Chat just confirmed it. He survived
Okay,
that. I
okay.
couldn't remember either. It seemed
But
like
I mean, I
I
never felt like you know what I mean? Like I always felt like he wasn't like he was always like a peripheral guy, like a savior, like the hero. Like he didn't, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. For some reason, I never connected him with the final guy. And someone said, I think Michael Parton said Ash Williams, but Ash Williams was like that was a different type of movie. Like that movie was just like the main character was Ash versus the Evil Dead. I mean, that's what I mean. They even made a show on Stars about it.
Well, I think I don't think Jay's saying that like this would be the only final guy in horror history. I think he's saying it would be cool to see a final guy be the lead person in a Halloween movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I know I don't want people to get their wires crossed here. I know there's been guys that have survived the horror movies against horror icons before, but again, I think that the significant ones was Jesse. Because Jesse took on the role of basically a scream queen in a movie that was dominated by the fact that Freddy Krueger only hunted down and had final girls.
Right.
You know what I mean? And in Michael Myers' case, there's never been a final guy. There's never been a final guy. And the closest you can get to that is Paul Rudd. That's the closest you can get.
Or Josh Hartnett. But technically that was all.
But he never, you could do that too. But anyway, so and again, I'm gonna combine some of these because I mean I have 7, so I'm just gonna combine some of them, so we can keep it shorter than it should be. I don't want to go over 4 hours, but I would say this is what I have. Bring back Dr. Loomis. I want Dr. Loomis back. Okay, I know it's hard to recast Donald Pleasance, but I think that if you do it right, I think that Ethan Hawke would be a great choice. I think he would be an amazing choice, actually. If you have a rebooted movie that's set in the 90s, you have a male lead or male survivor, then you have Ethan Hawke as Dr. Loomis. That will be the name that you needed because they needed Donald Pleasance in the original Halloween to sell the tickets because Donald Pleasance was the fucking name, dude. He was the fucking name. He was goddamn James Bond sexy. He had that good smoothness to him, and that's what they wanted, and that's why they got him. And they use that as, to their benefit, obviously. So I would get someone like Ethan Hawke, right? Because you need, just like the Batman 89 needed Jack Nicholson to really sell the fucking tickets. They needed Jack Nicholson to push that movie out and say, hey, man, open wide. Here comes my wiener. And a lot of people said, okay. Jack Torrance, okay. And then, I had this in there, and I'm just going to throw this in there as well. Never reveal or explain Myers' supernatural powers or how to counter them. I've always hated this. Oh, and don't take his mask off. I've never liked the idea that there's an obsession to explain what Michael is, or that the movie sometimes always centers on the idea of he's supernatural, so there's got to be some witchcraft going on. Let's go to the graveyard in the middle of town at midnight and find out using a witch's book.
Let's have Michael's our dog pee on a grave and bring.
I was like, it's like the Celtic thing is fun and whatever, but fuck that shit. I want it all in the dark. I think it's scarier that Michael is doing this shit and you have no idea why or how or what the situation is around him. He's just killing at a monumental level, and he seems supernatural. He can't be stopped by bullets or conventional means, and you got to come up Rambo-style ways to stop him. I don't like the idea that you have to do this whole fucking diatribe for 25 minutes in a movie. Well, what do you think it is? Well, it could be runes. I was looking this thing up on the internet the other day, and I was on Reddit, and they were like, sometimes witches pissed in a pot, and they gathered around it, and they put herbs in it and deer feet, and they were able to create a demon child from hell. And it could be possible that he is a demon child from hell with deer penis. It's weird. How about just not explaining it at all? Keep that shit blank slate. Let that motherfucker do his thing and make that's scary. That's always been scary about Michael Myers. There is literally no explanation, really, other than what Loomis says, simply and purely evil. That is enough. That's your tagline. You don't need anything else. So I would do that. Always keep him supernatural or borderline supernatural, but never go into the detailed analysis of why he is or what he is or whatever, because you can't explain it.
Always play with their minds. No, yeah. I totally
play with your food.
I totally agree with you, man. My number 3 is going to be simply Halloween 9. Now, technically, this isn't Halloween 9 because obviously, since the H2O storyline doesn't acknowledge Halloween 3, 4, 5, or 6. So you can't call it Halloween 9 because this technically would be a follow-up to Resurrection.
Yeah.
But this would take us back to canon. And I know what everybody's thinking when you say Halloween 9 is, oh my God, that means that the Busta thing was legit. Everything in Resurrection was legit. Yeah. But there's a very easy way to get around this. For one, this is the easiest thing to explain to a common audience. You just say, we're going back to the main timeline. And despite how bad Resurrection was, it actually left us and this franchise in a very good place to carry on. It did. Because at the end of Halloween Resurrection, Michael's at a morgue. He's been moved away from these shitty characters. He's in a morgue and his eyes open. You pick up the movie from there. His eyes open in the morgue, and you could do one of two things. You start brand new, fresh. You never bring Busta Rhymes back. You never even mention that fucking movie.
But if you're going off Resurrection, you have to, because now you're in that timeline.
You're in that timeline, but you don't ever have to. The movie never has to talk about. We're focused solely on Michael now. All those other people are gone. Busta Rhymes' character and Dangertainment, those aren't the kind of characters who would like seek out to figure out what's going on with Michael Myers. They survived. They're gone. You know what I mean? So Michael Myers, the movie starts off. Michael Myers' eyes open up in the morgue, and you're fresh. You're brand new. And guess what? You don't have to deal with Laurie Strode anymore either because she's dead in this timeline. We don't have to bring it up. It's basically a reboot, but you don't have to tell the origin of Michael Myers again. You just pick it up with this story, and you never mention the past. It's actually makes a lot of sense because Loomis is gone, Laurie Strode is gone, all these characters are gone. His eyes open in the morgue, right? And you could do one of two things with this. You could either have Michael, he kills a couple people in the morgue, and then you have a very focused movie where it all takes place in the morgue, and he kills a couple people. They realize he's gone. They call in the cops, and then you bring in a couple characters. Maybe it's a doctor who works there, or a nurse, or fucking a DoorDash person who's dropping off food.
Dr. Oz.
You pick your new, very interesting characters around this situation to really focus on, and you make them good characters too. That's going to take us forward in the timeline or whatever. But either you do that and you focus on Michael getting out of this morgue and Halloween 9. You're free of the chains of Laurie. You're free of the chains of Loomis. You're free of all that shit. You get to jump back into what Trancas was all about back in the day. It's back in the timeline. Or what you could do is Michael kills a couple people in the morgue. He escapes. And then you introduce us to any new characters you want. It's basically rebooting the franchise without having to tell Michael's story again. We all know 78 happened. It's where he comes from. You don't have to cancel sequels. You don't have to do any of that shit. You move forward with the franchise and brand new characters. And there you fucking have it. And maybe there's a chance, just maybe, that Josh Hartnett watched what David Gordon Green did with Halloween Ends and thought that's very auteur, that's very indie, and maybe you can convince him to come back, even though he said he never would, to come back into this franchise because he wanted to tell artsy stuff and stuff like that, right? And if you do that, then you really have a place to go because you bring Josh Hartnett back. You tell Halloween 9 the story of it. Michael leaves the morgue and he goes after Josh Hartnett's character, and then you tell a brand new story with that. I think that would be an easy jumping off point for the common audience, and it keeps you in that old school Halloween universe. So
I mean, there would be a giant hookah pipe that Hartnett would have to suck to come back. I just don't think
it would take a lot.
Because here's the thing, Resurrection was fucking terrible. Any way you slice it, it was a goddamn travesty of a movie. It literally almost shipwrecked the entire franchise. It was so bad. That's why they were looking to have Pinhead versus Michael Myers, because you know when it's bad when they're doing that. I don't mind doing a sequel to that and like redeeming it in some way and like going, because if you're going in that timeline, the timeline that exists in the Resurrection timeline is you're going from Halloween 1, Halloween 2, to H2O, to Resurrection, to now. That's fine. And I don't mind cutting out the Curse of Thorn, but it's kind of like, I don't know, because the Curse of Thorn had some really good, like they had 2 movies that were really good. 4, obviously one of the best Halloween movies of all fucking time, and then 6, which in our opinion is fucking amazing. Because I really did want to know what happened to Paul Rudd's character and the red hair girl, and then Loomis screams at the end. Obviously, we can't have Donald Pleasance back to explain that, but we think we know what happens. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, yeah, but it does release that. It finally gets the underwear to the washing machine and wash off that butt crack crust on with that is resurrection from the underwear, and you get a little fresh. But at the same time, I mean, by the way, I have to clarify what I'm saying. Mike's talking about a reboot. I'm talking about a remake. When I say remake, I'm talking about remaking it from top to bottom. In the 90s, male lead, different name, same town, but different. Reboot is like doing a new, like keeping the same things there, but like doing different ideas with it. The reboot remake thing is a little hard to explain, but remaking it is like so I don't want people to be like, well, Jay's not talking about rebooting. So I meant like remaking.
Gotcha.
But I like it. I also like the idea of, okay, so one of the other things is in my remake, 100% cast the actor that played Michael Myers in the H Kills flashbacks. 1,000%. 1,000% that man needs to be cast in a remake, without a doubt. He moved like Michael. He looked like Michael. He had the build of Michael in the original Halloween. I want that man to be Michael Myers. I would love it. I think it's great. I think it's 100%. And don't argue with me, because I will come to your house and jack your dick off. And
whatever
second,
you do, I think you should cast Aaron Armstrong as Michael. I love it.
Yeah, Aaron Armstrong. That's what I was going to say. And he's not afraid to use Aaron, and he spells it with an E. Not even afraid. I also want to see like a little extra there. And again, you know how people always want to concentrate on fucking Michael Myers, and they want to do some bullshit and like, let's throw Michael Myers as like a kid and he's going through. Fuck that. No. I want to see Loomis with a wife, and I want to show how his obsession ruined his family. He got like so caught up in Michael Myers and what Michael Myers is, and it shows his deterioration of his marriage, of his home life, of his family. And then you could see, and you could draw you could literally connect dots and get to the crazy Loomis that you see in Halloween 4 and 5. That's what I want to see. I want to see the craziness of Loomis.
I 1,000% want to see that. My only question with that is two things. A, how do you get anybody to play Loomis? And B, I get Ethan Hawke, by the way, it's perfect.
Kevin Bacon also, I saw someone mention.
But B, how do you sell that to a mainstream audience that doesn't know where we are in the timeline?
Because you're remaking the movie. It's literally called Halloween. It's not called Halloween 2018. It's not called Halloween
in a straight up
it's
reboot.
Literally, it's a remake. It's set in the 90s.
Okay,
they know who Michael Myers is. And by the way, and this is the last thing I'm going to say, because this is the last point, and this is why it's going to make sure that everybody is on board with this. The Shatner mask, no goddamn debate. There's no fucking interpretation. No director's going to come in and say, I want it this way, I want it that way. It's the Shatner mask. The original design comes back, just like they had in the H Kills remake, or the flashback. That's it. Point blank.
100%.
The Shatner mask comes back 1,000%, and then you have it set. So, in a nutshell, remake it completely, set it in the 90s, cast a male lead instead of Laurie Strode, bring back Dr. Loomis, never reveal or explain Mike's supernatural powers or how to counter them. Show Loomis with a wife, has an obsession with Myers, destroys his family, which therefore leads to the absolute destruction of Loomis's mind and spirit. Cast actor that played Myers in the flashback scene in Halloween Kills. And finally, Shatner mask, original design returns, no questions. Boom. That's it.
And you and I both agree, no Laurie Strode character.
No Laurie Strode. No Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
Because, I just think that what it does is it opens up the floodgates to a new generation. And that's what you're going to have to do. Nightmare on Elm Street tried it in 2009, I think it was, or whatever. They failed. They failed fucking miserably because they wanted to digitize Freddy's face. And not to say, by the way, the script was weak. It was a weak ass script, by the way. But the digitization of the face and trying to bring it into the 21st century. And they're like, oh, fans don't want practical effects. Bullshit. They want practical effects, my bro. And then also, by the way, I would just to throw it in a caveat there, I would say retain Christopher Nelson's special effects work, because he's awesome. He really did. Amazing. What I think anybody can agree on, from Halloween 1, the 2018 to Halloween Kills or Halloween Ends, the gore effects, the special effects were amazingly well done.
I gotta change my battery.
Yeah. But I mean, and again, I just feel like a remake is necessary at this point. It's kind of like, yeah, we did everything we could for you, Mrs. Johnson, but Jesus Christ, that leg's gonna have to come off because if we don't, you're fucked. So you gotta do something new.
I think what we did here is we kind of made two different kind of lists. You made one list of just like,
well, what I want to see.
So what you would want to see in one idea. I made just 5 different ideas, which is fine. Doesn't matter.
I guess
you said. I would love to see all that. I agree with everything you said on that. By the way, I think those are all fucking awesome ideas, and I agree with everything, and especially the point. No Laurie Strode. You got to have.
Yeah, I might have committed more than I should have. I said I might have committed more than I should have. I was like, I didn't think it. Well, that is true. It's like 5 different ideas. I didn't like. Because sometimes I read something and I'm like, oh, like 5 things I want to see, not like 5. Because you can interpret ideas as things you want to see.
Yes, but you went more specific with one idea, which is fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter at all. But the only reason I'm saying that is just to explain where I'm coming from with mine. But one of mine would be, and I have 2. I just have 2 more left. The main one. I'll go with that one in a second. But one of the 4 is just fucking make Halloween Returns. If you guys remember when we started this, like back in 2015, we had a Halloween update where they were bringing Halloween back, and it was called Halloween Returns, and it was going to be done by Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan. And what they were going to do was they were going to have Michael Myers on death row. And they were going to tell a brand new tale. Michael Myers was on death row. He's getting lethal injection. He breaks out of it. He fucking tears that town apart. And the very last ending scene of that movie with all these new characters and stuff. There's no Laurie Strode. There is Loomis types of characters in it. But it tells a good Halloween tale. And then at the end of the movie, where you end off, and this was going to be what we got before they signed on to do Halloween 2018. And they canceled it. At the end of the movie, in the script, Michael Myers writes on a wall in blood. He writes, "This town will never be safe again." And it was the most beautiful thing they could have fucking done because it broke the chains of Laurie Strode. It broke the chains of everything you knew about Michael Myers. And it said, point blank, Michael Myers is not after one fucking person. Michael Myers has a vendetta against this whole fucking city, and he's not going to stop until you're all fucking dead, Haddonfield. And that to me was the most beautiful fucking piece of that entire script. Now, there's 2 things about that script you could not do now that we have the scenario that we're in. Number one is that script also, much like the Halloween 2018 we got, disregarded the sequels. It picked up after the original Halloween. You can't do
also,
that.
I don't like that he wrote something on the wall either.
Well, and that's I think it's the perfect thing. I think it sets the tone. But like the only thing you'd have to change about that is that it picked up after the original Halloween because we just did a requel. You can't do another requel.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So, but it's easy.
I thought about that too. I was like, well, if you're gonna remake it, would it be easier just because I literally thought the same thing. It was like, well, the origin story's already been done perfectly by Carpenter. Why would you want to do the remake of it? But at the same time, they just did it.
Right. And again, Michael also wrote on the wall in 1981. Like that's the whole Sam Hain.
The deleted scene,
Gabagoo is a good point. But like also it's a very easy fix. You don't requel the series again. But this ties into my last idea where this Halloween Returns could take place as Halloween 9. Michael wakes up in the morgue, he kills a couple people, he escapes, and then you tell the Halloween Returns storyline. Right. So we go back to that. We do that movie. It's a very fucking easy fix. And you get that amazing scene of Michael on death row breaking out. You bring in new characters and you break away from everything old, yet you keep it all in the family with what they did. I would love to see them fucking do that. Now, in that script, they had Gary Oldman show up at the end of it.
I think that'd be awesome. That's amazing. That's amazing.
It would be awesome. Obviously, if you're going to keep it canon, you couldn't do it because Loomis is dead. So that makes sense to me. That you just take that part out. So I would love to see Halloween Returns actually become a thing. I think when that script got released, I think fans fucking loved it. I mean, almost everybody that we talked to was like, "Yeah, Halloween Returns was a great fucking Halloween."
No, I think the script was great. I just got a little weirded out by the ending, which I do like the idea that this town will never be saved. And I guess how I rationalized it in my head is that the evil that was inside of Michael made him write it or something. I don't know, because I always felt like Michael's a puppet, right? Michael's not. Michael's not human anymore. There's nothing inside of Michael that's human. That's why I hated Halloween 5 so much when they made him fucking cry with his goddamn Steven Seagal ponytail when he takes his mask off. It's like, bitch, there ain't nothing in there. You're talking to a fucking drywall. There should have been nothing. It should have been blank. So I hated that shit. Yeah. The evil should be like the person that Michael Myers was, the little boy, has long since been deceased. And this is just like an evil thing that embodies a body because it liked what it found, and that's it. And that's what Loomis do. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Like, that script is really good, and I think they could do something really special with it. But it does feel like kind of when I, especially when we read it and everything that goes on in it, I do feel like it's one of those one-off movies. You know what I mean? Like, if we were talking a Halloween series, like a what if scenario, I feel like it could fit there. It'd be really hard to use that script to do a Halloween 9 after Resurrection because of everything that happened with Resurrection, and you've already established Michael as this one type of
same thing as a reboot. You have new characters.
Well, remake. But the difference is if you're going to go off a sequel, he's already established. You're going off the mythology. So now you're tied down. The only thing that you're not tied down to is Laurie's dead and Loomis is dead, but everything else that has been established before is already existed. He never wrote on a wall.
That script does that, though. That script. Well, he did write on a wall in Halloween 2.
But it was deleted. It never was part of canon.
No, it was. It was in Halloween 2. This is Halloween 2.
But it was. But Halloween, the original Halloween 2, it was never in the movie. Is what I'm saying. Like, it was never like in the theater. Like, it was like that was a deleted scene on TV.
Right.
When he goes to the classroom.
But that's not. I mean, you can't say Michael never on our wall. We're not going to make the movie. Like,
well, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not. But I'm saying like they cut it out for a reason. They probably cut it out because he never did it before.
Michael does shit in every movie new. He grows as a character. I think that's part of what's making sense. But that actually ties in what I was going to say. Anyways, the last point I was going to have, and this is actually my favorite one of all the things. The last thing on my list. This is actually what I would prefer to happen, and here's why. Yeah. Because you could do this. You could do this, and it would keep Halloween alive, and it would take you away from any kind of franchise tiredness or fatigue, franchise Michael fatigue or whatever. Yeah. And it goes right back to the TV series idea. But here's why it's different from the other TV series idea. Halloween as a TV series, very soon. Again, separate from the movie universe, because I still want the movies to come out. But I think it would be so fucking rad if they made a Halloween TV show. And again, as long as it's on Netflix, HBO Max, something big, call it Halloween Unmade. Or call it Taking Shape. And what you do is it's a Halloween TV series. You start out with 10 episodes in one season. And the premise here is to create a streaming series almost based on the Taking Shape 2 book, right? It would be badass.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
They should bring in Dustin McNeil and Travis Mullins, who wrote those books, as a creative director for it. And what you do is it's almost a Marvel's What If of the Halloween series.
Yeah.
In each episode, you make it an hour to an hour and a half long. They did it with Stranger Things, so it's not that crazy. And every episode's an hour to an hour and a half long, and they make one of the unmade Halloween scripts from the past. So in one episode, you have Dennis Edgerson's Halloween 4 unmade script, where Michael grows fucking 12 feet tall and he regenerates. None of this is canon. This is
fucking
just
Power Rangers. Rita Repulsa.
So we can see it happen on screen. So we can enjoy that. It doesn't mean anything. We don't have to continue. But us hardcore Halloween fans get to see these unmade scripts come to life.
Yeah.
Alan McElroy's Halloween 4 script. Let's see what he would have done with the Halloween 5. Let's see what Alan McElroy would have done, or with the prequel for the priest in Halloween 4. You could do that. You could do H25. You could tell a story of all of these things. You could even throw Halloween Returns in there. You could bring on every episode like a Tales from the Crypt type situation. You bring in the writer or the director who wrote that script, and you have them tell their tale that they would have made on screen.
Yeah, it'd be great.
An hour to an hour and a half. And,
for TV,
and the thing is, Trancas already owns the rights to all of these scripts. So they could do that. They already own the script, so they can make it. It's the best of both worlds. And what I would do is in each episode, I would have someone come on just to bring in the common audience to it, almost in a Tales from the Crypt way, not a jokey way. But you bring on somebody to introduce the episode and be like, here's the story of, let's say, here's the story of Rob Zombie's Halloween 3.
Yeah, that's what. What I was talking about. Well, that's what I was talking about earlier. It's a what if. It's a Halloween what if.
Right. It's like So you bring in somebody to say, okay, so this is where we're at in the franchise. At this point, Trancas bought this script, and it was a follow-up to Rob Zombie's H2, and it picks up where H2 left off, a 5-minute thing, having them explain it, and then you go into the tale, and then every episode is a big thing. It's perfect because you're going to get the hardcore Halloween audience, and also you're just going to keep Halloween alive until you put out a new movie for all the randoms, or all the generic audience to go to. I would fucking love to see it, man. Like, I think it would be amazing. And you get to see Robert Zappia's Two Phases of Evil script.
Yeah.
There's 20 fucking scripts in that book that they could make.
We've talked about it before. We've literally said the Loomis Files, or what the fuck ever you want to call it, whatever show. It's basically Tales from the Crypt with different. And again, when I go back and someone mentioned it, Halloween What If? Like, I feel like doing a what if scenario and doing 10 episodes on Netflix or HBO Max or whatever the fuck you're going to go with is cool. And I'd die into that. And those, because some of those scripts are only going to be viable in a what if scenario, because generally fans will reject them if they were trying to use that as a basis or a platform to jump off on into a new series in a theatrical release with Michael Myers. By the way, JT Customs, I did see what you said. No, that scene is not in the original theatrical cut. He does not write Sam Hain on the chalkboard at all. That's in the TV cut, which is an edited cut, and it was a deleted scene. I think somebody actually said that to you. Just so you know, I'm not stupid. Like, I am drinking, but I remember watching Halloween 2. That was never in the movie. And I was talking about the theatrical cut only. The theatrical cut is canon, period. If you're going to do the canon, if you're going to do TV series, then Audrey in the first Halloween 1 would have been canon, and it wasn't. Because there's a scene where in the Halloween original movie, he goes to the court, and Loomis does, and he talks about Audrey or Michael Audrey Myers, and that's not canon because it's not in the TV. It's in the TV cut. But either way, great ideas, man. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things going on with. There's a lot of different pulls. I feel like Halloween itself has a lot of outs that a lot of series don't have, and which I like. I do like that. There's a lot of outs for Halloween. Like Friday the 13th is kind of fucked right now. I mean, they're not fucked, but they really only have one direction to go. Nightmare on Elm Street they're kind of caught in a rock and a hard place, because Nightmare on Elm Street is one of those movies that are like, man, they could easily remake this movie, probably, and they make it good for the 21st century. But I don't know. I would never want to be in charge. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. It's my favorite horror movie. It's the one I grew up with. But I would not really know how to do it in a remake way to get people to come in. You know what I mean? Because that's such a weird fucking movie, right? And Wes Craven was a master, and it was like a really out there movie. So I don't know, but Halloween is there's so many different outs for Halloween. There's so many different outs.
Yeah, there's a million places they can go, and we'll catch up with you guys super chats, and we'll get the fuck out of here tonight, man. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight and hearing our opinions, and we want to hear yours as well as we go through these last super chats of the night. Joe Nubb says Jay didn't get April because, well, Grandma's Boy is his favorite comedy. Says enough. Anyone know my reference? LOL. You know Grandma's Boy way better than I do. So
Jay didn't get April because I don't know. I married her. I don't know what you mean. I really don't know what you mean, though.
I thought it was a Grandma's Boy.
April O'Neil. I don't know.
I have a message for you. Shut it.
Oh, is that what? Yeah, maybe.
No, I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, I have no idea.
I don't know what you mean either, Joe. Sorry. Robin Barker says, I agree with Jay. The scariest thing about Michael Myers is his nothingness. Even Kills made the mistake of saying he pulled the wings off flies. Myers needs no explanation. He's nothing. He's evil.
That's what I'm talking about, Robin. You get it, bro. You get what I'm talking about, Robin. And your profile pic says it all. You're that guy at the party with your overcoat. You're like, I know what they're talking about, but I don't need to comment because I know. Yeah, dude, that's what's scary about Michael, right? Like, I always said it was scary because one of the main thing is about Michael Myers is that Michael Myers was a regular fucking suburban kid growing up next door to any neighborhood in any place in the United States and doing the nasty, disgusting fucking thing he did. And then coming back to a town 20 years later and continuing the murder. Like, there's no reason. There's no, and then you can't stop him on top of it. I love it.
How much better would Rob Zombie's Halloween have been if they didn't try to just say, oh, he came from a trailer park?
100%. Because I think
Like,
Tyler
right?
Mane was a good Michael Myers. He was a good Michael
Yeah.
Myers.
That movie had a bunch of shit going for it, and that one
Yeah.
opening thing was just terrible.
Terrible.
For it, so totally agree. Camp Blood Collection says Halloween 6 love. Fuck yeah,
Forever,
dude.
forever and
I might
always.
watch that tonight.
Forever and
God
always.
damn, I
Yep.
love that fucking movie. And by the way, that's one of our Patreon requests is to do. We did the producer's cut, I think, and not the original commentary. So I'm looking forward to watching that.
You know what's funny
4K
is Cody
together.
asked me to rent Halloween because apparently Halloween 6 and H2O aren't like available on a streaming service, which I thought it was, but you can get it on Pluto TV, but it's in Spanish. Like it's literally in Spanish.
Hey, you learn why you watch.
No,
right?
I know, but it was like I don't want. I thought it was gonna be like just the subtitles, but it's like literally dubbed. So it's fucked. But so I rented H6 for him, and H2O. But dude, H6, dude, like it's such a classic movie. It really is. And I feel like that movie gets more like love every year that goes by. I feel like people are gonna look back at that movie and they're gonna be like, dude, that movie is like we ranked it 3rd on our list.
Going back to what we were saying earlier, it's like Barry Sanders. It's super talented. It played for a shitty team though, and it retired too early. Like it's a movie that has some of the coolest Michael Myers shit you could ever imagine. It's just wrapped in a shitty tortilla. You know, I mean, that's just the facts.
That shit was like fucking. That tortilla was bought at Save-A-Lot. Tortilla.
But it's got some great Michael Myers in it, man. David Nangle III. Hey, good to see you, buddy. Old Nangle says random, but who played the shape when Corey had the mask on? Didn't look like James Courtney, but didn't move as well as Armstrong, but still good. My guess,
I think it was JJ. I think it was JJC.
My best guess is actually it was Rohan Campbell. Like, actually, we'll have to ask somebody that.
Well,
like,
I mean, because I mean, when he who played the shape when Corey had the mask? Oh yeah, I think it was Corey. Actually, never mind. I think it was Corey. Yeah, never mind. I think it was Corey. 100%. I think it was Corey.
That'd be my bad. But we'll ask somebody and find out for you, man.
Yeah.
Daniel Flores says, "How does the Packers lose to the Lions?" Yeah, I know, dude. I remember Rodgers being a good QB. One touchdown.
God, you suck. God, he's like
Packers
fucking killing
trash.
you right now.
Go Bears. Hey, to be fair, Daniel, the Packers, as shitty as they fucking are, still, and I mean, we can't beat the Jets, Commanders, or Lions, and we still beat the fuck out of the Bears. That has to hurt.
What's y'all's record now?
3-6, I believe. Yeah.
So I mean, how many games
One
are
of those
left?
3 was against the Bears, though. So.
Well, no, but how many games are left though?
So we played if we played 9 games, that means there's 8 games to go.
So you can still get into the playoffs.
Probably not going to happen.
If you win, but if you could get 5, you can get a wild card.
Is it possible? Yes. Is it going to happen? No, not at all. Mike, hello, says Halloween has to do justice for Jamie's character.
I don't know, man.
I totally agree. I'd love to see it.
I don't know, man. I'm tired of that whole conversation. Like I really am. Like here's the thing about Jamie. Yes, are you talking about the character? Or are you talking about Daniel Harris? I think the Jamie character deserved a better send off. I think it deserved a little bit more of a drawn out kind of cool ass ending to her in Halloween 6. But at the same time, I feel like it went nowhere in Halloween 5. It literally fucking went to the wall. They had nowhere to go, and they're like, we got to get rid of this character, this psychic shit, this psychic connection, like they're fucking Logan and Wolverine. Or Logan and Professor Xavier. Yeah, we don't know what to do. Let's get rid of it. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. That shit was fucking weird.
Rachel Carruthers' character deserves something too. She got fucked over, man.
She did too. Yeah.
Daniel Flores, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Says last year you recommended we go to Olive Garden for date night. We had fun. Can you recommend us another date night in Chicago? You guys are great. Keep up the great work. Daniel and Katie, love you guys. Love you guys too. I'm gonna be in Chicago next fucking week, man. And I don't know where to go either. So pizza.
Are you signing Daniel and Katie? Your woman is Katie. I'm assuming Daniel and Katie. Yeah, cool, man. I'm glad you had fun at Olive Garden. I guess the next big thing, you know what the next step up is going to be right now. Okay, it's going to be karaoke and Buster and Dave's. If you got a Buster and Dave's near you, go do some karaoke for about 2 hours and then finish the night off. Or you can do it in reverse. Actually, do this: do Buster's and Dave's first.
I think it's Dave and Buster's, by the way.
Yeah, but I like what I said. You can do whatever.
It's the cheap Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, Dave and Buster's, Buster's and Dave's. I don't give a fuck. You're gonna say Buster's and Dave's when you leave that place.
Gaddy Town.
Yeah, it's fine. It's no big deal. I don't need to be corrected. But Dave and Buster's, go do your thing, have some skee ball sessions, and then go do some karaoke, and then fuck like rabbits afterwards, and you're gonna have a great evening.
That's
Good
actually
for you,
terrible
man.
fucking advice. Dave and Buster's is a terrible place to go on a date. There's a bunch of kids running around. The beer's fucking over expensive.
Okay, well then go to the goddamn Regal movie theater and just go in there and play arcade.
Yeah,
They have arcades.
Definitely anywhere.
I've never been to a Dave and Buster, but it looked like fun.
It's terrible. I've been to like 3, and it's not a good time at all. But yeah, all I know is I went to Chicago once, and it took us like 4 hours. All we wanted was pizza. We had to get parking. It was a shit show. Hopefully this next trip to Chicago will be better, and we'll have better advice. But you know what?
You got that deep dish though. Deep dish. You got that deep dish.
It wasn't that good either. It really wasn't that fucking good.
I'll say this. Don't see the Bears. You won't get killed.
Don't see the Bears play.
You know what's going to happen, dude? Fucking Hester is going to show up at your house.
I'm a New York
and then
pizza
murder
guy.
you.
I don't know what to tell you.
You know what?
I'm a New York pizza guy. New York pizza is the shit.
I don't know, man.
The big floppy
like
fucking cheese like TMNT too. Yeah.
You been there?
No, but
Did
I've
you go
had
to
New
New
York
York?
style pizza.
You're a fucking liar. You got that
I
shit
have
off the
been to
door now.
Chicago pizza, and Chicago pizza was not great. But maybe I'll try it again this week. Maybe we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
But thanks, man. Appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful date night. And basically, our advice is to have sex afterwards. And
Yeah,
probably
sure.
have a good time.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Michael Parton. I pick Eddie Redmayne as Loomis. Also, could make the direct sequel to John Carpenter's The Fog. Blake Needs Love too. I've never been an Eddie Redmayne dude. I just can't.
Who's Eddie Red? Let me look this up. Hold on 1 second, Michael.
He was in the Stephen Hawking movie.
I don't know what that is. Is there a movie about him?
Yeah. I love you, Michael, but I'm not an Eddie Redmayne dude.
That dude.
Don't.
He's a good-looking guy, though. But he looks like he sells watches at like fucking De Beers. I know that guy's too good looking to be Dr. Loomis. No. You could not fucking break that guy down enough to be Dr. Loomis. All right, no.
I might be thinking of Benedict Cumberbatch. Either
no,
way,
that guy's a good looking dude.
Carnage 08 says Halloween 6 definitely has the scariest mask in my opinion. It's
so.
up there.
I think so.
The first one's the scariest by far to me, but I do love that mask.
Well, I think we've ranked the masks before. Shatner mask is always classic and timeless, and there's reasons why that mask is number one. But yeah, the thing about the Halloween 6 mask is it can turn one way and the light can shine on it, and it can be a totally different mask. And then it can turn back and it can look like the Shatner mask. That mask could be anything, and it was amazing. That 6 mask was probably the most versatile mask they ever had, period.
Yeah, the 6 it's definitely underrated, dude. They Call Me Stamp says, what do you think about calling it something other than Halloween? Coming up with the new Halloween blank. Titles is becoming difficult. What about calling it Myers a Halloween Story or something? I definitely don't think, like I said earlier, I would love to see a follow-up to 8 going back to canon, but you can't call it Halloween 9 because technically they're erasing so many sequels in there. They tried it recently with Kills and Ends, which I thought were both cool names, but I definitely think the numbers are over with, especially when you look at Scream, what they're doing. Everybody's doing recalls. Nobody's putting titles in their movies anymore. You're absolutely right. Though. You got to think of something.
Yeah. I you know what? Even if I were, I would say Halloween. Fuck it. By the way, who said it?
A third Halloween. A 4th Halloween, that would be because
you just call Halloween. I'd say
you got Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween, then 2019 Halloween. So you'd have a 4th Halloween movie.
No, just call Halloween, and like I'll let the dice fall where they may, because I would be like I'm gonna make a better movie than fucking Rob Zombie, so I don't care. X Shin, by the way, Lee Pace would be a good Dr. Loomis. Lee Pace is
He's
an
too tall
underrated.
and handsome. That would not.
Well,
work at all.
He's an underrated actor. I feel like he needs to be a more violent guy, but. I don't know. I mean,
I like
if that's what you
anything
get,
but Dr. Loomis. Yeah, I don't.
I still go with Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke would be a great.
Ethan Hawke's fucking perfect, dude. Fucking perfect. His Poriential.
I see what you're saying.
Hey guys, I actually met your peeps at Onset Cinemas TCM Home Slumber Party in Kingsland. Jill, Mark, Ashley, Van, Janae, Garrett, love you all.
Hey, cool, man.
Fucking folks, man. Some good fucking folks. That's fucking awesome, dude.
All of those guys carry diseases,
and
so thank God you didn't shake their hands, and and I hope that you washed.
And technically, we're Eskimo brothers now because we had sex with all those people. That's awesome, man. I hope you guys had fun.
Cool stuff, man.
Lantonio says, hey guys, wondering as kind of Make-A-Wish style request, if you remember I have terminal cancer, if I could talk to you guys off the record for like 15 or 20 minutes. I don't know where that was from. I remember a comment a while back about it, but
I'll talk to you, motherfucker. What you want to talk about, man?
Hey, shoot us an email, buddy, to wewatchthemovie2@gmail.com. Shoot us an email, man.
I'll talk to you all day.
And guys, that is the last super chat of
That's
the night.
it.
And we are through our list. And why am I William Shatnering my voice right now? I don't know.
Sounds like you have to go pee in the toilet.
I
do too. A lot.
Are you a fucking psychic?
I know. You know, because we're guys and we both have wieners. I felt it.
Yeah,
it was like a Jedi thing.
It's a deep pain. Hey guys, if you didn't comment down there, comment down below your ideas for the next Halloween movie. What would you like to see happen? Comment in the chat, or not the chat, but the fucking comments down below afterwards. And thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We fucking love you.
Like, subscribe. By the way, hit the notification button because that helps a lot, because YouTube won't recommend the fucking video. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's weird, dude. Like, people are like, oh, I didn't even get this notification. It's because YouTube says, fuck these assholes.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike and I love talking about Michael Myers, and we want to taste him one day and see what he tastes like. I mean, it's probably like rubber and like crazy, but we had a great time.
I'll jerk off wearing the Michael Myers mask just to see what it feels like.
Yeah, and make sure that what you should do is put the Michael Myers mask on your dick first, then put it back on your face, and then taste it after you come.
You know, so you can man in a mask.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
but anyway, by the way, these are opinions, so it is what it is. We all have opinions. Mike and I aren't mad at each other. This is how you call if we can agree.
We didn't even argue about anything. What are you talking about?
No, I know, but I'm saying this is how you agree and disagree on certain topics, because you guys can have like different opinions on where a series should go, but not get all butthurt about it and like, you know, fucking cancel them, motherfucker. Yeah, like fuck them, burn down their house. Like, because I saw some people getting mad about certain things, but hey, guys. It's a fucking movie. It's a series, by the way. It's a goddamn movie at the end of the day. And we just have fun. So
JT Customs is absolutely right. His face would smell like a condom. I can confirm that. When you sweat wearing a Michael Myers mask, you smell like a wet penis that has had a condom on it.
Yeah. JT Customs, yeah. You are correct, sir.
He's 100% right about that. And Resident Dr. Evil will leave you with the final words tonight. Evil does come tonight.
Yes, I am planning on having sex with my wife. So
Evil
you are
comes
correct.
tonight.
Yeah.
Good night, my friends.
Bye.
We love you so much. We'll see you guys next week. Well, but you know, naked.
Yeah, whatever. Somewhere.
Stuff.
We'll find each other in an Indian restaurant.
Love you guys.
See you guys.